Alright, I think we are we should be recording
Oh my goodness.
One thing I was going to ask before we really got going though is, do we have liquids? Besides, we don't, right?
Water.
Water. Yeah, just water. We have, with the water.
That's one thing that happens. But I don't have to sit there.
It's true.
When we last stopped, you had found a hatch on the bottom side of a not gigantic, gargantuan-sized.
I'm not sure gigantic is a legitimate term for size category anyway, but yeah.
That's why. Well, I know. That's why I changed it to gargantuan.
Which is legitimate.
Yes.
Gigantic could have been any size you fucking wanted.
Colossal warforge, used as a big Titanus weapon. Possibly, to the party's knowledge, believed to be used during the times of the Construct Wars, perhaps earlier, really not quite sure. But when we last stopped, you had found that hatch, facing down to the dirt, if you will. You would probably, if you wanted to enter through that hatch, you'd have to probably excavate the area somehow to get into it, or by whichever other means you have.
I believe the last time we were here, we were thinking about talking to one of these soldier people to let them know that, hey, we found the hole. Please
let them take care
of the
this
hole.
Dirty work that they got.
What's the what?
Oh no, there's a filtered thing in the fridge.
On the bottom?
Yeah, just stick it in there. I don't know.
That was going to be comical because I was placing it down right where the stopper is on the door that is open, so it was just going to be an endless loop of me dropping it, picking it up, and dropping it.
Over and over again. Pooping back and forth forever. Right? That's a card against humanity, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of them. One of the cards.
That's right. One of the fabled cards that are against humanity.
Sweet deal.
Yeah. They do not seem to like me, so I'm not dealing with these soldiers, folk.
I don't think, at least the one we've been dealing with, likes anyone.
Yeah, maybe we should try to
I feel like the only
different.
only person that's ever interacted with them in the first place is actually Flint.
From at this point, I think I had Shra with me.
But aren't you also the one that talked to them in the tavern?
But Tower was saying stuff too.
Oh yeah, Tower was at the
Tower's the one who.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you're not literally the one who soured them on us, but Tower's the one who soured them on us.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. That's on me then.
Who put this song on? Drop them out, bounce them up, slap them around, boom.
At least my shitpost wouldn't have disrupted an entire table.
Do we know if that person we've been dealing with is the leader?
I don't know if he's even the leader. I think he's just the guy we interact with regularly.
Yeah.
Which guy are you talking about?
The one that
Guy doesn't fucking like us, motherfucker.
No, you know he's not. The guy, the one that you perceive to be the leader is the first guy you talked to in the tavern.
Oh, he also doesn't like.
Because the other guy. So you've interacted with these soldiers a few times. The first time was in the tavern. You unknowingly were talking to the leader at the time. They weren't so hostile as the other guy has been. That person was more just you were trying to link up.
They're talking that?
It's his hedgehog. He goes and he steps on it when he's wanting to communicate something.
Yes, he does.
And then he walks back out and stares at you after you're doing it like this.
I tap the hedgehog. Do I have your attention? Very well then.
It's true.
Yeah,
That's
I
really
mean,
interesting.
This is horrible timing, but I think he needs to go down.
Oh yeah.
If that is the case, that's actually really amazing that he's using the hedgehog to tell you that.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I've tapped the hedgehog. Let me piss.
Well, I can't stop you from doing that. You definitely should. But I will just say that the first person you talked to was supposedly the leader, right? They weren't exactly hostile to you, but it was more of you wanted to go with them, and they were like, we're not going to be responsible for you. You need to, we can't stop you from following us, but please don't.
Sure.
The other guy, for lack of a better term, just seems to be kind of a dick. You met him first when you guys had that owlbear fight, and then he's been kind of at the side of the leader here, and kind of interposing himself between you and them.
You should probably talk to that guy and not this.
The first
That
guy.
sounds like
Is that
a
what you're
good
talking
idea.
about?
Have at it,
First guy,
Sheriff.
first guy. Yeah, so let's go find the actual group leader.
Well, they're in the same place at that little war table. The other guy is there as well.
Should we actually go as an entire group since we all found it together?
Sure, I'll just be in the back being quiet and
I
whatnot.
will also be in the back, nice and quiet.
It should be on Discord.
Yeah, but
I know. I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know. You can.
I won't be coming in over the mic.
You could.
Where are you gonna hear me? On the computer?
Yeah. I mean, just if you want,
Okay.
you don't have to
Well,
either.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Or we can pause.
No.
Personally, I'm just imagining the entire party being quiet in the back.
I am
Just standing at
also
an
being
awkward
quiet.
distance staring at them. What the fuck is this about now?
Bunch of mutes, are you? Bunch of fucking mutes. I'm not.
The love is raw!
Swole.
Where's the lamb sauce?
More? You want more?
Yeah, I think we can head on over.
God damn
I'll
it.
kick every day if I am. Over there. Off of your fucking head, I said.
Mentally goes through every character who has that fucking voice.
Yes. Is it coming through on the Discord?
I'm just joining right now.
Oh, jeez. Hello.
I'm
Coming
glad
through.
we don't have an audience.
Yep.
Except
Yeah.
now we kind of do with Wendy.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but it's a live performance, so it's a
Yeah.
different energy entirely.
Totally different thing.
Cool.
Yeah, that part was gone. We set up the Discord and all. Nope, not quite time yet.
Appear to
Yeah, not
be
right.
losing party
Yeah, not
members
right.
right and left.
Oh, sad.
Oi!
Oi! Goddamn, good shit. It's been- That was literally a character I did in Rats all the time.
Henry the Eighth.
But like Cockney King Henry VIII.
You only had to say one word to get into character.
Oi! That's it.
Instantaneous.
It's good shit.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
Oh jeez. Wendy, can you talk? Okay, we'll talk. We'll find out later. Well, she'll come through. She comes through.
Right. So, as I said, the person that you are looking for is still at that same makeshift war table area. The other guy is with him. I understand that you want to try and talk to him and not the other guy. How would you like to go about circumventing that guy?
Well, I mean, if that guy wants to chime in, there's really nothing that can help about that. But
I guess what I'm saying is, like, you're where I am. They are, like, where that further back couch is. So, you've got, like, a good, what is that,
Direct
like 25, 30 feet?
direct eye contact. I don't have his name, but did we get his name? I don't think we got.
I don't think we got anybody's name. Yeah.
Never asked, don't ask, don't tell. That's the rules.
The rules of the government. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to direct eye contact. Excuse me, are you still trying to get into the robot? Do not break that eye contact. Don't give him an in.
Wait, okay. So you are 30 feet away from them, right? Or you're
Okay.
trying to approach?
I can try to. I can continue trying to approach.
I'm just asking you.
I mean, if they don't have crossbows trained on me,
No, the two of them are the only two in this area. The others are still spread out around this colossal structure. So I'm just asking you, like, what you want to do. Like, I stopped you 30 feet from them so you can gain the situation. Like, you just want to walk up to them.
you know what?
Or are you
We
trying?
got other people who are actively looking for it. We should probably point it out to them. Yeah, let's go over to those guys. And
Yeah.
give them a heads up about the hand.
That sounds like a great idea.
That way we don't have to make it awkward for these two guys.
So
We
you
then
walk
have
over
to go
there,
out and communicate that to the people who are in the field.
You get within 30 feet, you're like, no, fuck this situation. You go back over to the people who are working at the robot.
I feel like I would have made that decision before I had gotten to this point. Like,
Yes.
We'll say for
I'm
the
gonna
sake
make
of
this as awkward as humanly possible.
Ironing out
Like,
the-
we start walking there, like, and then he's like, wait a minute.
So, to iron out the weird, you have the idea to go talk to the leader, because that's a sound idea. You take a step over in that direction. Locke, you see the scenario, see that guy you want to avoid, and you're like, you know what? No, we're going over
There's
here.
a better way to do this.
Step, pivot,
and it
turn.
doesn't involve him.
I think I mentioned last episode, last session, that based around this creature, or I shouldn't say creature, but structure, there was a soldier at the foot of it, which is arguably probably about 60 feet from where the hand was. The majority of everybody else is kind of around the main bulk of it. What we might try to consider to be the body of this structure. With one or two guys kind of not around you, but on the opposite end, kind of walking a perimeter, just making sure in this area nothing sneaks up on you here.
Alright, so I'm approaching these guys.
Well, which guys? There's 3 groups of these soldiers. There's one guy at the foot of this structure, like the literal foot. There's 8 in total, so there's 2 at the war table section, 1 here, and 2 on the furthest from you walking a perimeter. The rest are on the base. I think that's 3 guys inspecting the base structure.
Alright, I approach the group that is closest to the hand. I would imagine that's the ones at the torso.
Yes, it would be. I suppose it's so big that those 3 areas are kind of like almost triangulating each other. But yes, it can be those 3. That being said, you see 1 half-orc looking person, 2 humans, from what you can tell.
Alright. Hey there, if you excuse me. You'll still...
They're huddled together, kind of like trying to feel around where this earth has caked around this metal structure, and like trying to see if they can, basically knocking on walls, trying to find the studs. They both kind of stop and turn and look over their shoulder, and the half-orc kind of gives them a signal and like walks their way.
Any luck finding a way in yet?
Can't say we have, no.
I got a lead if you're interested.
Sounds like you buried it.
No, that's the Wolfforged. He's like, you may have to unbury it a little further, though. You want to come with me? Check this out.
Looks back to his guys, and they kind of walk with.
All right, I'll bring him over to the palm. We think we might have some sort of there might be some sort of an opening. You might be able to make your way through the hands through here.
Gonna take some doing to get through this. And you guys, just to remind me, you've just shoveled around that hand a little bit, right?
Right.
I told you it just revealed like a piece of the hatch.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be load bearing, so could take some doing, but it's here.
Well, better go talk to the captain and see what he thinks. Thank you.
Not at all.
They start walking away from you back towards the war table.
All right. Well, good deed for the day now.
What about Robert?
What about Bob?
Oh, I'm considering names for the owlbear. That's what we've been discussing today, right?
It was indeed.
Well, I've been coaching to ask him what about Bob today.
What about Bob?
Oh, Robert?
Oh, Rob
Is that
Bird.
what you said?
No, it is not.
No, but it is superior.
It is Rob Bird.
That is a masterwork pun. Worth 100 gold pieces more than a regular pun.
Yeah, Rob Bird.
Sounds like raw bird.
Yeah,
like
that's
you're gonna
that's
I
the
mean,
thing.
That's also not inaccurate.
Yeah.
I mean, if it ever came down to it.
Someday, we'll see. We'll be stuck in like a
the
pass. Yes.
Oh.
What pass am I thinking? Dolatov's pass? Doesn't matter.
The outlaw.
Yeah. Woo! Wendy with the cryptic knowledge. It is. I think it's that bullshit stuff that you read about, hear about in scary podcasts and bullshit like that. So scary. So scary.
Was that the name of the pass where the party went through?
Well, that's
Yeah.
one of them.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of. That
It
was
wouldn't have dawned on me.
the party. There it is. It's Russian.
They're used to raw food too.
Yeah. So Are we going to be waiting here for the soldiers to fuck around with this? Or are we going to do some fucking ourselves?
Phrasing?
I mean, with the ancient Warforged, are we going to try to get into it ourselves?
I want to. I can only imagine what's inside of there and what could be repurposed and given new life.
Well, okay.
But
It is an interesting prospect, I have to admit.
We do have to figure out how to safely get inside.
Also that, to be fair, while they're working on the hands, we could torso like they did.
Misdirection.
I would never.
Sure. I might wrestle with Raw Bird somewhere.
Are you just testing this? Right? We're just testing this for now. We'll see.
I believe we just gave it its designation.
While you guys are deliberating
I could go
over
with
the
Minerva or something. That's a little off from the current religion.
in the time that you've been deliberating over what to name this Albert
Minerva.
Cup, you do see that those three gentlemen,
Oh,
the,
sorry.
the three gentlemen earlier, plus the two from the war table, are now making their way to this hand section where you guys are having this argument, conversation, debate, discussion.
Friendly chat.
They're not to you yet, but they are.
How do
on
they
their
look?
way.
Are they like? Do they look excited? Do they look?
They look
worried?
like they are walking with purpose.
We may have trouble coming up.
Why? I mean, we're not doing anything wrong. We're helping them.
Agreed. Their purpose
We
could
haven't
be
done anything wrong
any
yet.
possible thing. They have some purpose, and they are approaching us. That can often be dangerous.
They're walking with the purpose.
It's like right alongside them. The purpose is walking as well.
Yeah, they're trudging forward. Anything you want to do before they eventually reach you? They will get there quite soon. I don't know what you're up to.
Tell Robert to stay back.
Make an animal handling
Oh,
check.
sure, why not? 8.
You go to turn to tell Robert to hang back, and you cannot find him.
Well, sure, what happened? We'll deal with that situation soon.
Sorry, I was just possibly trying to find out if I could gather up enough things that I needed. Perhaps. That being said, they will eventually reach you. Most of them, all but the one that you're not too fond of, are now kind of clustered around the hatchway that you pointed to the other three. The one that you're not too fond of pushes like past your group, kind of in the direction where the foot is, and says, "Oi! Wilhelm! Get the fuck over here!" And you see some scraggly kid-looking dude kind of jog over, and he gets in front of him. "Yes, sir." "Grab a goddamn shovel, and get back over here, and start digging, yeah? Fucking hell." And you see they are starting to dig over.
Okay.
I want to hear
Spit all over my nails.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to look for the owlbear and see where that creature is wandering about.
Make a perception.
I shall. So that looks like a 9 plus 6, 15.
15. You kind of look around the area, and there's not much in terms, aside from this huge thing that blocks your vision. There's like off in the distance you do see some like canyon range, but it's mostly flat and kind of barren with just like the patchworks of dry plant life, and you're like, fuck, this thing is gone. And then you catch a glimpse of it. It's like just over like a tiny baby hill towards where this structure is in the groin region of this structure. It's over there.
Sure.
Just kind of digging around.
Sure. I'll go gather it up or go hang out with it. We're not doing anything else right now, right?
Technically speaking, no.
Yeah. Should we maybe ask them what they're planning to do once they get in?
Claim it for the Empire. Just
Well, yeah, but and do what?
robot.
Well, that's what I was asking before, whether or not we should tell them, because if we were trying to do this ourselves, I believe we may have lost the opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyways, Robert, and yeah, I head over that.
Vanessa, come on.
Yeah, I head over that direction and wrangle the animal up a little bit. Maybe I play with it. Maybe I just hang out with it there for a minute.
Well, that's a lot of maybes. Which one is it?
I'm just gonna play with the owlbear for a little while because we're waiting to see what happens with this hand. I guess for now, are we being proactive? Okay, I'm gonna be proactive and play with the owlbear.
Okay, no check needed. It's pretty easy to do at this point.
Yeah. Oh, we said athletics training, right? If I'm wrestling it?
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
That's fine with me.
I love it. I'll call it 1 hour for today.
You know what? I'm going to be a little proactive too. I'm going to grab the party shovel.
Yeah.
And see if they'll accept a little bit of assistance with the excavation work. Try to endear myself to it. Maybe make some sort of a persuasion check to see if they'll strike up friendly conversation. Maybe talk about what they plan to do with the giant robot.
I'll come with. We have 2 shovels.
All right.
Sure.
That's twice as efficient.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try and
I'll support your persuasion check by, being the second set of hands. Work.
if you want to try and break the ice with these guys as you're shoveling around, go ahead, make a persuasion.
All right.
I guess if Arano is helping you do that, you can do so at advantage.
Good news, guys. My die rolls. Woo! Total 23.
That's pretty good. How do you break the ice with these guys? What you thinking?
My dwarven sense of humor is going to trigger, and I'm going to just pun the shit out of this. Walking over towards the thing. You could use a hand.
You hear a few chuckles, and especially the 3 that you interacted with kind of make space for the 2 of you to get in there and start shoveling.
All right. I suppose I'll endear him with some stories of my personal work. Probably the stuff that I did out in town, like before adventure. Maybe even talk of the adventure that we went on, like the actual adventure.
Gotcha. And what were you trying to pull out of these guys?
Information on what they intend to do on the inside of the giant rabbit.
I know why that's wrong. Sorry. The one that you had, the leader of the trio, we'll call him. Not really, but the front man of the trio is like,
oh yeah, we're trying to get inside and see if anything can be salvaged and used for the kingdom, of course. And, see if we can expand out here, maybe make a base of operations. Maybe this is the place, I don't know.
It's pretty far out west. Can't imagine it'd be easy to hold on to.
Well, and, can't expand forever in the space we got, and the bigger we get, the more west we gotta go, so.
Is it a likely candidate for lightning rail expansion, you think?
That's the plan, yeah. I mean, the Black Mountains there kind of keep it from going through, so we gotta go around.
you know he's wrong, but he's talking about the mountains that kind of horseshoe your little town.
Do you have someone with you to help identify what parts are going to be salvageable and be used?
I mean, look at it, see if we can carry it. It looks like it's in good shape. Grab it, I guess. I don't know. A little bit above my pay grade.
You ever gotten into one of these kinds of things before?
Hell no. Never saw them before in my life.
New experience for everyone.
I'm used to them being a hell of a lot smaller, if you know what I mean.
He kind of looks back over at your friend.
Does feel one to look at.
Well, if y'all end up needing any help, we're still around and can help you get in there. And I have some specialty. You may have heard of me in my work. I've if you ever have gotten any different fine leathers or well-worked little gadgets, you might have seen my stamp on. But anyway, I'm wondering if you guys might need some help going in there and seeing the mechanics of it all. I think I might be able to help you.
Again, I'm just a soldier. It's a little bit my pay grade, but captain maybe, I don't know.
Well, no, I'm just talking to you because I'm shoveling with you.
Right.
Yeah, I hope I don't.
I'm not trying to leave to go talk to someone right now. I just
I hope you don't
thought
mind.
you might have some insight. Never mind.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind me asking, but your commander's little friend over there, is he always such a belligerent asshole? Don't worry, I'm a paladin. I can say it for you.
I mean, I understand Lieutenant Royus is a little hard on the edges there, but he's a great lieutenant. Love him. Yep.
All right, so after like a period of doing this,
Of course.
I might want to get back to my group, see what we're getting up to. We appreciate the quick chat.
Will you make the 2 of you plus the 8 of me? Will you please make some? What is that? What is it? It's gonna be a shit.
Did you hear the dark dice?
Is this for excavation?
Yeah.
You want them to make a shit?
Yeah, I need you to make a shit. I just want to
For
see if you
athletics,
guys, with your added help, if you guys can excavate this place without it collapsing, like keep it intact. So I was thinking athletics, but I don't know if that's exactly right. But go ahead and do athletics. That's fine.
Yeah, could it be something like intelligence for knowing like how things are gonna fall if you pull dirt out one way or another? Like,
As a
depending on where
dwarf,
you
can
dig.
I argue
We're digging.
advantage for like structural integrity of a dig site?
right.
Yes.
Cool.
Like,
Rabbit in a box.
18.
oh, I'm glad to have had it. 20.
And it is your expertise that allows these walls to stay intact, as over the course of another few careful hours, you're able to dig out this hatchway to where you feel like you can see the entirety of the ring. If that makes any sense. Like you can see the seal. You might have to like initially crawl because of the way it's positioned. Like you've basically dug out a tunnel area into the ground a little bit lower, and now there's this hatch. I guess it's above that in a certain sense, so you might have to climb up into it. It's a little awkward. It's angled.
It's like we're gonna need a ladder.
The way it's dug, you probably have to duck into it. It's probably a good foot above your head as you get down under. Like, why would you dig more than you had to?
There's a fine looking hole.
Wow, that is impressive work.
Many hands make light work.
So did we want to try to do this in some way? Do we want to talk to the captain, see if we can go in ourselves?
In all fairness, we did assist with the work.
Right.
Let's see what we.
Let's make a case. You told them about the dungeon story that we did when we cleared out a dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He told somebody.
Oh, yeah. We told the greatest hits.
Yes. I mean, that was the big one. The big Elden game.
This guy knows.
Oh, that's the guy.
Hey, we got a friend.
He knows.
We're all friends here. We're strong.
He and his two pals. The possibly, arguably more important folk might not know. But yeah, the hole's done. And your favorite, who you now know to be named Royus, at least is his Lieutenant Royus, is his first name.
That's right.
He's like,
Oi! Alright, we take 30 minutes, then we get our asses inside, huh?
and you hear like a slightly grumbled rouse of, yeah, and they kind of put their shovels down and rest up a bit since they've been shoveling for so long.
Now seems like the time to strike.
Yep. That'd be.
How you striking? Fists, swords.
Flurry of blows.
Oh, and I'm gonna ask our friend real quick what the name of the actual commander is.
I thought you might.
We got Roy's. Now we know to avoid Roy's.
Uh-oh.
Who we don't
Oh.
talk to.
Damn it. Sorry, I flipped some stuff and made a mess. Yep. And that name that you finally get for this captain is Captain
Underpants.
Darcy.
Darcy.
Captain Darcy.
Hail, Captain Darcy.
You see two heads turned, both Captain Darcy's and Royus's.
Are all four of us on this trip? This little walk and talk over there? I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why you wouldn't be, personally.
All
but you
five
can
of
tell
us?
A bargaining chip.
Oh no.
No, I mean because it might maul.
Ah yes.
me. Interesting tactic. So, knowing
Are
that...
you sure you want to bring along the creature that resembles the thing that caused them to get up last night and save our asses?
That is a fair point.
Right, so as you are approaching, saying that both heads turned, you see Royus start traunching towards you. What the fuck is this here? And he like takes out his sword as if to make to the cub.
Hold. We are good to go here. We have this one under control.
Fucking hell.
And he just put it back in his
I got no
scabbard
response to that.
and turn, yeah.
Yeah.
He just gives you a look of like, you absolute dumb fucks, and just kind of walks away.
No, he
Young
has a
done
point.
me no harm.
Unfortunately, my brain won't tell me what the captain's original voice was, and I don't ever watch these recordings, so I
Don't know why
As
you
you
would
shouldn't.
so
There's
soon
no
afterwards.
audience.
Yeah.
Huh?
As you shouldn't. There is no audience.
I'm just saying, it would be a resource for me to remember, but he's there, and we'll find out as soon as you talk to him.
Got your back, Sheriff.
Whoa, Darcy. Commander Darcy?
Yeah, no, I wanna say it was something like this, but it's gonna be this now. Captain's fine. What can I do for you? You can see Royus kind of pacing agitatedly.
Hey there. I want to apologize for some things that might have happened earlier. Might have gotten off on the wrong foot at some point.
Oh hell, don't worry about it. It's just water under the bridge.
Yeah.
What? When are you smirking? I see you.
Yeah, we just wanted to inquire about the excavation on this thing and the exploration too. We were wondering if you wouldn't mind us coming. We would love the opportunity to see a colossus like this in the mechanical flesh, as it were.
I'll need another persuasion.
And the magic's gone. It's gonna be a 6.
You see, we are an adventuring party.
And we were the ones that found the entrance.
Help me out.
Roll it again.
Yay! Do it.
We have
Save it.
technical expertise.
You can't have
on
more
this.
than advantage, okay?
Right.
Roll it again.
We don't technically.
He
know
can't
that was a
roll it. He
failure.
doesn't have a dice.
Nat 20 on the camera. You got it?
It's there. It's there.
It even propped me up.
Don't know if it's gonna come through, but it's there.
That is an incredibly blessed D20 roll. Adventurers of grand renown and much scale.
We're previously.
The last time was a fluke, we promise.
Where previously you've seen this person be indifferent to you, a little guarded and in some ways based on past interactions, you see a warmness flow over them at this. Like, well, hell, you helped us dig out the area, and you seem to know what you're doing. You said you're an adventuring party. I assume you got papers.
Well, right here. Ching, sparkin'.
I assume you have that paper somewhere on your person, and you show it to them. Well, that's about as official as it gets, right? So maybe we can get some coin for you after all.
Wouldn't mind that.
Well, my daddy always said, more hands the merrier, so welcome aboard.
Yeah. See no reason not to bring on somebody.
Was that on camera?
No, just the shadow of it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
It worked.
And then behind, you just hear...
It's like, it ain't coming out of your paycheck.
Sorry,
It's
Lou.
So scared. Such a scared boy. Well, that sounds very pleasant. We'll be there when the work is time to work. They'll be there when work is work and when it's time to work.
Thank you, Lou.
He's always just talkative, a little broken.
They get a little tongue-tied now.
Did you just short?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Could you take a look at the where the with the
Sorry, was that short?
No, like
Did you
just
just short? Oh my gosh.
like short circuit.
I got it. That's what I was going to say.
Well, I had an uncle the same way, so I know all about that.
I had no idea that poor folks needed to do such things. Got a little oil leak there.
Gosh darn it. Oh, thank you, Arano. There was, yes, a passageway shortage between my vocal connections and my mouth hole.
Well, just like a friendly gathering where you exchange
Go
gifts,
to
there's
that.
no time like the present, so let's get to it.
Righto?
And you see just a whistle comes out of Royce's mouth, and the guys kind of scramble over and begin starting to try and turn this wheel on the hatch. Like, it's literally in my brain like a half spherical hatch with the classic wheel on it.
How is that going for that person?
It's 2 people at least.
Okay.
Is because it's probably it's a little unwieldy for one. It seems to be stuck, and it does not seem to be moving in the particular direction they are turning.
I will try to help them.
Sure.
I don't think I'd be too helpful.
Roll at advantage with their assistance.
6. That's a 14 plus my 2 would be 16 total.
And then all of a sudden you hear this high-pitched squeal as metal on metal start to scrape and whine, and the wheel begins to come free, and it takes every ounce as it starts
Keep
to move
going.
before finally you feel it lock at the other end of this of its rotation.
I think that is the end of it. I think we need to push in now, or perhaps pull out.
You can tell the way that it's half circled, it is an open outward kind of hatch. It does not open.
So
that would be, you'd clearly be able to tell.
So gentle as we lower this now, right? Because it's opening outward, which is downward in this situation.
It's like down, it's an angle, so it's probably like at this kind of angle.
Okay.
The hand was on the ground like this, or like this, and the hatch is right here. So you've dug out this area
And
to
so-
get underneath, so it'd kind of be swinging this way.
Gotcha.
But it's slightly angled because of the way you've dug out the...
Alright, get out from behind it.
And we do.
Grab it on it?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
make another strength check. Because it seems to be, like, not just freely opening either. It's you know that the door is opened, but it has been this way for so long, and it does look corroded both from a natural perspective as well as machinery. Like it just seems this is breaking down, and this door, although should be open, appears to be stuck.
Is this time? Sorry, just in real life, it's very dark outside, and it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Daylight
Daylight
savings,
savings.
yeah.
Today.
Okay, see, my brain broke. I thought it was gonna go the other way. Never mind.
Nope.
Okay.
You
Cool, cool.
think it
Yeah.
would? I don't
Because it was
understand.
already
It
like
is an
dark
hour
early.
later than you think
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, going on.
I don't get why we still do it.
Because we're assholes.
It's a 1.
Right. You jump
Nobody
up
just
to
wants to
grab
go
it,
half
and
out.
you are hanging on the end of the sledge.
Let me try one more thing. And I summon the arms of Fat Bottom Girl to
Sure.
try and help me
And
out
as
with
you
the
do, they kind of step back, all of them, including Royus and the captain.
check. And I'll try the check using my wisdom this time instead of strength.
Sure.
20.
Woo!
And with the arms of Fat Bottom Girl, you are easily able to free this hatch. As soon as you do,
FBG!
nothing that's going to actually, nothing that's actually going to cause damage or anything like that. I'm talking like light, small debris breaks free from the surrounding area and sprinkles down, and a waft of just like stale, untouched air like escapes from this hole that you've now opened up. And like, you know when metal gets that like grimy kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of butt smell? It's got that going on. Like you can smell that touched nickel, you know what I mean? Almost.
Yeah, it's not all the way off. No.
I said that's why I did the check. We're good.
Okay.
I love the smell of giant robot in the morning.
Yeah, it's not
Smells
necessarily
like
like
precursor.
it's not like a dead body or anything like that. It's just like it's just not great. It's very stale and just
Aranoa loves that smell.
well, yeah, that's up to you. I'm just describing what the smell is. Whether you like it or not is totally up to you. But it's just a very stale
Get
machinery.
in there.
Smells like vintage
There's
craftsmanship.
like there seems to be some kind of like old like there must have been oil in this thing at one point, but it is long gone. But the sludge or smell of it remains. It's a whole thing that you may or may not be accustomed to, depending on who you are, where you're from.
Once upon a time, no less than 20 young wizards were probably involved in casting grease on this thing on a daily basis.
Yeah, but it is pretty dark in there as well. You can see pretty much just beyond here, you see just like 6 inches worth of some kind of like rail laddering that's disappearing into the dark, but just a little bit from the light that can actually reach into this hole.
What about with dark?
With dark vision, you can see that this ladder structure just continues up.
Well, there's a ladder to climb.
I can pull out my lantern.
Sounds good.
That sounds like a great idea.
Somebody please put on the music from Metal Gear Solid 3. You know the one.
Oh, and just for like spatial visualization, it is the kind of system. It's pretty much seems to be only big enough for one person at a time to go up a ladder. It is just a little bit bigger than your body space, like maybe another 8 inches off each shoulder. Is this tube like? So if anyone's got any kind of claustrophobia? Not great.
It's so small in here. Maybe it's no.
I'm happy to go first if no one else wants to.
It's not quite the version, but it works. It's the song that does play there.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine.
Well, I can lead the way, or was it Captain? What was his title? Is the captain around?
Yeah, they're all kind of there, assessing what's going down.
I do believe it is up to you who goes in here first, but I am willing to tip that spear, as it were. I am a good metal tip.
I'm not sure I do get that.
Sorry, I just want to make sure that we get
Not sure
what's going
if
on here.
phrasing.
Well, you know, I sure would be a lot more comfortable if it was my boys going in, as that's who I'm responsible for, and I'd hate to see others get hurt in their place, but I already agreed for you to join us, and none of us have any kind of way besides physical light, torches and such, to see if any of you got anything, any suggestions. We're open to them.
Oh, does anybody have magical light?
Magical light on me? No. What do I
But
look
you
like?
got
A cleric?
Shaw's lantern.
That's not magical, right? It's kind of the same kind of devices that they would have. Well, that's just what it is. No, yes, that's we have some dark vision in our
Yeah, I'd suggest dark vision first.
Well, okay then.
We'll leave the light on.
Tell you what, you go ahead and light the way. We'll back you up. Bro.
Sounds good.
Do I have a
you
lantern
have
on me?
dark
I feel like
No,
I have a lantern.
Tower does not have dark vision, but a lantern
do,
would
I
be much better than an open torch, and Tower doesn't have that.
Actually, it's yourself. If you like.
Oh, God.
No, religion does not come with a.
Lighting device.
Nope.
It's not what you don't have a
I am
light
the light.
cantrip?
Nope. I'm a paladin. I don't get cantrips.
Yeah, that's right.
I
that's
have
right.
to specifically take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
None of that's so
Why would I?
strange to have
Why
a
would I
full-
want taumaturgy when I can literally blind fight?
Yeah, that's true.
Shit.
It's just interesting to have a full D&D party with no light magic whatsoever.
This is an unfortunate shape.
Ah.
But I'll
Oh,
fix it.
I was drawing a light bulb the other day. Like an LED, like just the bare minimum, like the little half circle, and then the two legs that come off of it, one that's longer than the other. And I was like, as soon as I made the second leg of it, I was like, whoops, just let me erase that. And I already heard kids go, was that a... I was like, oh no. No.
Sometimes it's not even a gag; it just happens.
Yep.
Ah,
That is a miraculous TTP right there.
what's,
We get this, right? This is the outside of the hand.
what is TTP?
What was the
Time to
what's the
Time
show?
to dick
Something
or whatever.
quest? The
Mythic Quest.
Mythic Quest. Yeah.
Oh.
Time to
TTP.
penis.
Oh.
The TTP on this is extraordinarily small.
Okay, I know it's a little rudimentary, but this is like the outside of the structure, being the Colossal Warforged. This is the space that you are entering. And this is about as far as you've seen. You imagine that tunnel continues.
Is it possible for me to climb it while holding the lantern?
Might
Or you need
be
some
a
kind of
little precarious, as it is mostly vertical. So how comfortable do you feel climbing a ladder with only one hand? That's what I'm asking. There's place, as you climb, there's places for feet. But
Can your lantern go onto you?
Gotcha.
You could pop it around one of my auditory sensors, and he points up to its little ear horn things, which are kind of hook-like in nature and made of metal. So
Sure.
I'll climb through first. You can hand it through, and then I'll be up a little bit, and then when you're in with two hands, we can get it back off.
okay, well, go ahead.
Cool. Oh yeah. Well,
Oh.
I'm just gonna do that.
Who's going second?
I believe it was you. And now we have a light in here with the two of us as well.
I'll bring up the potty real.
As you get to that level, of course, now I can't read how many spots we're at. Okay.
And maybe we should
1,
just
2,
stand down.
3.
People getting chilly? Close windows and whatnot.
People feeling hungry?
Not quite, but we can put it in order. I could be
Yeah.
hungry in a little bit. It might be a good time.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's a
that's fine.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna hit the go button. Do you want to add an extra side?
No.
I'll throw in another green bean.
Another green bean? Sure.
You come to another. You can see through this darkness now. With the lantern, it's lighting the way. There's another hatch up here.
I
I'm
call
glad you're
that.
in front.
I call that back along. I do still have the arms out because I don't know why I would get rid of them. I have 10 minutes with them.
You could hold on.
Oh yeah, why? I'll do that. That makes sense. The restaurant has a maximum order size of $75.
What?
Come on, man.
What's
Ours at?
It's over 100.
Oh
What?
my gosh.
Oh, because of drink.
Yeah, I don't even know.
What? Why would they do that?
I have no idea. Does that okay? So, do you want to just order another order from habit thing?
That's so wasteful. That means the second person's gonna have to go get that, right? Like, isn't that how it works?
I think I don't fucking know. Yeah,
I hate that.
yeah,
Wow.
if you're watching this DoorDash,
yeah. Right.
you're ridiculous.
What?
Like personal information. You don't have any. Oh, okay. Yeah. You don't just put that on
Don't
the
dox
damn
yourself.
internet.
I won't put
Come
anything
on now.
on any
Basic
internets.
internet safety.
You're right.
Who's breaking what internet thing?
I am all of them.
He's doxing himself.
He's just giving himself more editing to do later.
Pretty much.
Now you can learn to blur something out.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They have a maximum order size of $75.
Motherfucker.
And we're at like 112.
Double motherfucker.
So we need to decide what we want to do.
That's actually pretty fucking
Wait,
hilarious.
what?
Yeah.
Let's
that
get ahead of
sushi
it.
order was 90 something. How
But
is
it's this
that?
restaurant.
Habit.
We picked
Yeah.
it up,
Not-
remember?
It's the restaurant
DoorDash.
specific. Oh, you picked that up? See?
We picked up the
Is
sushi.
it possible to make 2 separate orders?
That's what we were
No,
talking about.
I meant more of the how much food we ordered than to
Oh,
get
sure.
to 112.
I could remove those.
That's
No,
not-
we're
no.
not going to get to
No.
75, but even by
No.
removing drinks and...
What the issue is that we placing 2 separate orders means we have 2 separate deliveries and 2 separate delivery drivers. It's just a whole effing thing. That's not nice.
Can I have that guy?
Yes.
Is there that stipulation on
sure.
pickup? Because,
Sorry.
I mean, we could go pick it up.
I would think that they have the same stipulation for pickup. It sounds like
It's a DoorDash thing.
it sounds like it's a habit thing to keep them from like getting fake orders or whatever. Like that's the only thing that I can think of why they would limit it like that.
Maybe there's only so much habit to go around.
That's just insane.
Yeah.
Should we order from
Order
somewhere else?
I guess.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
this has been a weird situation.
Yeah.
I can't believe that we have this all prepped.
We thought so far ahead.
No, we tried.
An effort was made. An effort was
But
made.
in the end,
Doesn't even matter.
Let me give you my money.
I don't even know where else though.
Yeah. Let's think.
Panda
Different
Express.
burger place?
Yeah, at least it's
I
only
am
6.
hungrier now.
McDonald's.
Not that number.
no disrespect to McDonald's eaters.
And sometimes it's midnight and I want to eat something.
Right.
Sometimes
There's a
they're
time.
And the line over at Five Guys is too long. Like it is always.
But food has just always been plasticky from there to me. That's how I can describe it.
Look, if those fries aren't in beef tallow, it's not worth it anymore.
coming up with very few ideas. It's unbelievable that this happened.
Yeah, that's so upsetting.
Makes me
Holy
want to
hell.
throw punches. Throwing punches.
It's such a good idea.
Oh, it was
I
genius.
mean-
Have it. Why will you not take our
I
money?
wonder if they have the same limit
Why
on
are your
their
doors closed?
website to order for pickup.
Let us in, have it. Why have you closed your doors?
When you walk away.
Could do Five Guys.
Do you want to try Five Guys?
Sure.
They'll take our money.
Go for it.
Okay.
I feel like I'm leaving this habit order here for now until I don't know why. I don't know why.
either.
Yeah, fine, whatever. We'll do it on my phone, I guess. It has to be on my phone.
I'm
'cause
using my
when you-
phone for my player sheet.
For what?
For my sheet. For my player sheet.
Wendy, doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, indeed. Why? Why doesn't it make sense?
So many reasons. All the best of reasons.
It's the best of reasons. It was the worst of reasons.
When you less and less.
Remember when we used to bring stuff here and
Oh
cook?
my gosh.
I'm like, how did we do all that? Like, it seems way too much to do now.
That's a lot of
It's,
effort.
it was a lot thin, guys.
Yeah.
I promise.
Remember when you could just throw 10 potatoes in an oven?
Yeah. I remember that.
Remember when we used to just like drop $20 out of fucking Little Caesars?
Yeah.
Good times.
We could still do that. I would do
Do
it.
you remember when actual children were at our table?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll never
Gross.
forget it.
Yeah. Disgusting. Distasteful and disturbing. What am I looking at now? What am I looking for? What was the thing? Five Guys? Burgers and
Is
fries?
that the worst part though, or is it worse that that child is no longer a child?
Yeah, that's very weird that I saw that child as like an adult over by this game store in Vacaville here a couple of years back. They're like, I'm playing Magic over here.
Now they know your
Yeah.
DoorDash information and where you live.
Oh,
my
shit.
God.
So much editing.
So much editing. Oh, man, I don't
No concern.
A 20-ounce bottle of soda is $4.20.
Whoa!
Don't what?
A bacon cheeseburger is $13. It doesn't come with fries. Just
Five Guys?
at Five Guys. Yes.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, but the bacon cheeseburger is like the full bacon cheeseburger. That's 2 patties worth.
It is. It is.
Plus all the toppings you can handle.
Oh, right. They don't add extra for toppings there, right?
Right.
So many toppings.
Other
So
than
many
the bacon.
toppings.
That is a specific option.
Look good.
Do I get little fries, regular fries, or large fries?
They have good fries.
From there, you only need a small.
Little fries. Do I want milkshake or Sprite bottles? The difference is only $2.70.
Wait, so the milkshake is $6?
Yeah, $7 for a milkshake.
Oh.
Jeez.
$4.20.
It's the DoorDash upcharge though for
Yeah.
sure because I
Yeah.
know Five Guys is.
But I
that
can't
bad.
order a 20-ounce bottle of soda
No.
for $4.20. I
Not in
refuse.
good conscience.
No.
So
There's an AM PM down the street for God's sake.
yeah, we
Our
could
grocery store right
we
there.
could walk to the
Literally.
grocery store.
There's a grocery store right next door.
Do we want to do like a walk to the grocery store thing instead of ordering? I don't know.
People have located
It's fine
Shia
with
I
LaBeouf
don't
with
care.
less.
We can stop this for a minute. You have found a new hack.
Oh my god, we were watching David Pakman, or I was watching it live, and he was having callers on Discord, and he was, saying the
Oh.
city that these people were from, and he just happened to, like, zoom in on an area and, like, trying to find out kind of the general area that this person lives. He's like, see this restaurant there? Have you ever been there? He's like, yeah, I live right above it. He's like, whoa, dude, don't say that on YouTube Live. It was some kid going to college.
Cut to
so,
black,
like,
cut to black.
Right.
it's like,
I
please
thought-
don't reveal your personal information.
I thought you were
going
going to talk about the other guy. That was what was it? He was talking about food, and he's like, because this guy was just rambling about conspiracies, and David Pakman just trying to like cut away to something else to like get rid of this guy, and he's just like, okay, what'd you have for dinner? It was like some guy from New Jersey, and he's like, what are you asking me what I have for dinner for? Well, I had this microwavable pasta. I forget what it was. And he's like, what'd you have, David? What'd you have? And he's like, what did I have? He's like, I had pho. Do you know what pho is? It's a Vietnamese soup. It's very delicious from this place I go to here. And he's like, sounds gay. And like,
He's like,
okay.
all right.
He's like, all right, and have a nice day, sir.
Yeah.
Goodbye. And I was like crying, laughing because I'm like, how terrible that was to say, but just like, oh my god, I can't believe he said it, and just the way he said it, it was like such a meme of like the guy from New Jersey. Hey, he was like some like older like super Italian stereotype dude. That
Joe
was just,
Pesci
like,
does a slur.
yeah, he's just like there was just like a beat of silence, and he's like, sounds gay. And I'm like, oh my god.
No, it sounds like fornication. It's one letter off from.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's like, oh my god. Yeah, that's pretty bad. So that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, let's do this walk if you want to do this walk.
I don't know. What do people Yeah,
It seems like our quickest option
Yeah.
at this stage.
it really does. Okay, I'm going to turn
And
off recording.
not crazy.
And I've got a full
fries.
battalion of miniatures behind this screen.
I guess I'm hitting buttons for recording purposes.
As long as we don't mind the...
I never have.
Fuck you, Alec.
Yeah, it's reversed
Stop
now.
listening.
Brian just played the Uno reverse card, bitch. Fuck you, Alec. Right? No?
No.
Because it's fuck you, Brian. It's fine.
My grandfather's Uno deck has no bad cards, Setogaiba.
But it does have this. Zodiac.
Reverse draw 4. No one's ever been able to play that.
We get it, yeah. I would like to examine this hatch in front of us here, the so-called thing you so call it.
Examine away.
And make some kind of check, probably. A perception one, perhaps?
I'll allow for either perception or investigation, depending on how you want to go about it.
I just want to kind of look at it, perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
19.
It looks pretty well tarnished, as does most of this place. You do see what looks to be like a light growth around part of the edges of this hatch.
Growth
And when I
as-
say growth, I mean like fungal in nature.
Yep. And I point that out.
I mean, it's hard to point it out because of they're all below you technically, and there's not really space to let people by. It's like,
Where fungus?
as I said, it's a small, relatively small tube-like structure that you're climbing up into with just enough space that a medium creature makes it through with just a little bit of leeway.
Well, I think that we need to get through this door to continue on, and I don't see any other option but than to touch it. With the arms of Fat Bottom Girl to try to open it. While I hold on to the lantern myself.
Oh, I can hold the lantern if you need.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Then that way.
Make a strength check.
I will. A wisdom-based strength check
You know,
with a 9. That's a 9.
not budging.
I'm having some trouble with the door up here.
Not sure if someone can really help given the situation.
It is quite a conundrum.
Right. I mean, I can keep trying.
Yeah, just keep trying.
Okay,
Do you believe in you?
whatever you say. Here we go.
Go FBG.
That'd be
Do this.
letters. 22.
I was going to say, you could have another attempt before we just have to say it takes time to do it.
Sure.
But you on your second attempt, you wiggle it free, and as you pull the hatch, as the hatch comes free, you hear
Louis, come.
you hear and feel the as spores released into this tube. You and whoever is within roughly 10 feet of you, I need you to make Constitution saves,
10
please.
feet of tower or 10 feet of the hatch?
10 feet of the hatch, I
And
suppose.
I think that's just me. A con?
Mm-hmm. I think actually you don't need 2 tower.
I'm looking right now. Advantage against being poisoned.
Okay, then you have advantage.
21.
Immune to disease.
Right, so you have advantage.
19.
You don't really breathe, but Shaw, you just kind of cough a little bit as you wipe spores in the air, and it dissipates, but you take no damage.
Ooh, that looks like melty cheese. That looks good.
Beyond that hatch,
Those with masks might want to put them up back there. There seems to be some kind of disturbance in the air.
Yeah, could I pull up my bandana that
Sure.
I have around my neck to cover my...
I know all about that. Oh, it's not there. Shit.
okay, 1 second. I just have to get the right page so I can continue on with what's happening here. There we go. Okay. I think what's going to be easiest is if we kind of just erase what's on there
Mm-hmm.
and redraw from a lower perspective.
Go.
Yeah, we'll fix this. Don't worry.
I'm sure. with the proper chemicals. Do we have chemicals for this?
I mean, we've got plenty of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
H2O.
The OG chemical.
I have a dry one that I was. Oh, there it is. So from, say, this door that you've just opened, that's not the code. How does it open? It opens up like so.
Don't be such a son of a bitch, dog.
Well, maybe he can help us.
It is interesting to hear the camera like adjust itself as you move in front of it. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, refocusing.
Yeah. I just wouldn't expect it to be so clicky.
What?
That. Kind of phallic. Oh, well, now I drew a square.
It's a poo.
All right, you've opened this hatch, and you have a light on you. So as you enter this interior, it kind of opens up just a little bit. There's another hatch above you.
What
there
is
isn't.
this?
Never mind. That's not true. I looked at the wrong thing. There's a ladder way above you that appears to continue up. To your side here, you see a chair and some kind of like small, long broken console in front of it.
Xbox, PS.
Not that kind of console.
And I turn around to try to help my friends into the room. Off the ladder there.
It looks to be about not very big. 10 by 15 at best. Just enough space for the chair and a person to sit in the chair, and like a little spot to stand on the other side of the ladder way, and then the ladder way up.
And I guess I will, help them up, and then once this room becomes too full, start to continue to make my way up the ladder.
Can I take a peek to see what I see above the water?
Like,
Just because I can see 60 feet in the dark?
you can see that the tunnel continues quite a ways, and there seems to be another hatch up above that.
Yes. Do you notice anything about the console at all, Aranoa? I think you might have the most knowledge about something like this.
I didn't take console as that. Okay, sorry.
What did you think it was?
I think there's a piece of furniture that's called a console.
Mm.
And yeah, sorry. Okay, that makes
My
more
mistake.
sense.
No, like
Yeah, like a screen with the buttons under it.
Got it.
no screen though. It just has like stuff, like levers and such.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Can I take a look at it, please?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Get on out here.
Excuse me, I'm about to do a science.
Sounds like investigation or something to me.
Okay. investigate it? No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Then 10.
10?
Yep.
Its construction is a little outside your wheelhouse. It doesn't feel especially in the state that it's in, it's hard to kind of really figure out what does what, but it does seem like this did control some aspect of this thing, and what it's been long enough, it looks like it is in extreme disrepair. It would take a lot of work, if at all possible, to have this function again, this particular console that you're looking at. Like the whatever wiring is there is shot, whatever's powering this seems to be inert. There's parts that definitely need to be replaced. They look unsoldered in areas. Like this.
Now this is looking pretty trashed. But who knows what we'll find ahead.
I'm not going to keep drawing it off. You eventually can reach after like another like 45, 50 feet. There's another hatchway.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to try to get that one open still. We haven't been in here 10 minutes yet, right?
Probably getting right on the edge.
Okay. I'll continue to use
You
that
have
one.
climbed quite a bit at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. That'd be 17.
This one, you don't see any of that growth that you saw before. It just seems to be a pretty disheveled hatchway that's kind of, again, stuck, but you're able to pull it free. You see a ceiling, if you want to call it that, above you, and it seems like with the lantern light that there's a hallway going now vertically from you.
Okay. Say I think we may be entering a different part of the structure here. There seems to be more verticality rather than horizontality.
Horizontality.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
This I'll try to draw out for you, so...
Sure.
Do you think we've made it to the torso?
That's possible, yes. That seems as likely as anything else.
The bottom hatch was on the bottom of its foot, and then
Right.
hand, and then
Perhaps that room was an elbow?
right, and then this getting
The shoulder, then, yes?
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
You have entered from here. And you can see down this hallway. And you can see a larger, more oval-shaped hatch-like door right here. Small, fogged-over glass window in the middle. Like, when I say little, I mean like 4x6 pane of glass.
Anything else in this room specifically?
No, not anything. It just looks like you're in some kind of passway interior. Nothing too of note, other than just debris and indiscriminate garbage from like both natural and long old left behind.
I feel like this would put us at the shoulder, right?
That does feel that way. if there are no objections, I will continue to push forward.
Yeah.
Push away.
I see it. The wheel breaks off in your hand as you get to the end of its turn. The door cannot be closed from here
Sure.
on.
Sure. This
But-
passageway is clear now.
1 second as I 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And it enters.
It was Coward that did that, right?
Yeah,
Not
well,
Bottom-
yeah,
not
that's
Fat
right.
Bottom Girl?
Yeah, I think Fat Bottom Girl has dissipated.
Oh, wrong button. Or wrong color. That's going to be confusing when I'm making brown doors and black walls.
I wouldn't have understood it at all.
I know. It's particularly for you.
These walls are an awful shade of color. Just think it would have looked better with maybe a hint of red. Yeah. You know, don't ask me about interior decoration. Half the time back in the mountains,
Whoopsie.
you couldn't see the color of anything.
Right, in the dark, you don't see in color, correct?
No,
But you do see.
quite well. I can't see anything. I'm colorblind. I like the dark gray one.
In this room,
My entire life is an Ed Wood movie.
you can see a small table in the center, surrounded by some stools.
He did the thing. He played the reference.
There appears to be some sort of thing over in this area. And okay. At this point, I guess I can start putting these guys on the table. The one that is behind you is Royus.
They put the jerk right on our tail.
Well, that's where he put his goddamn self. We've got
Following fucking orders.
You're right. Yes, he's following.
Captain. Nope. Captain. Your friend. Windhelm. And some soldiers you've never met before. So I'll just line them up so we know.
Well, Helm, I'm going to need you to step aside so that all the others can pass so that we can push you down.
Right.
Now,
I need this.
so there's a little table in this room in the center, stools around it, some kind of metallic machinery that looks like that sausagey thing, and then there seems to be more like levers and such, which is that little box L in the corner, and another larger, same kind of door you just walked through on the other side. Again, still kind of a compact room.
I point out the machinery and levers and whatnot over to Aranoa as well. I would like to keep an eye out for any ancient lurking dangers that might still be about this place.
I would like to check
Meaning
out-
what now?
And just in case there's any creepy crawlies that have decided to make this place a home.
Modrons, cranium rats.
I just want to keep an eye out for dangers. That's kind of Tower's bit. Yeah. I'll jerk off. Yes.
Ooh.
And your crystal's charged.
Yeah. I charge my own crystal.
Ready.
Yeah. By jerking off. Like it all came to
You could have just let the inside reference stay a inside reference for the
This
people.
immediate room
Yeah.
visually looks pretty empty and devoid of anything that you're actively searching for besides the train of people that are slowly filling in up these ladders and such. And they're making noise doing this, but this area seems pretty safe. That perception you're hearing, you cut through all the ambient noise, the yelling of Royus at the other soldiers, and in the distance, somewhere beyond this door, you hear a light skittering, scratching, echoing through a chamber somewhere.
And as both the Rudeman and our friend and the captain come in, I kind of separately and quickly tell each of the three of them, as well as the people in the room currently, that I believe there is something possibly in this structure we're in now, living inside, or definitely moving. Something moving. And that's all I got so far.
Sorry, I have a mouthful of beef tip.
Wow.
Phrasing?
I said what I said.
Yeah.
I would like to check out the console that's in this room.
Oh, sure.
14.
It seems to be in quite the similar state as the console you checked out before. You do notice that there is cabling that seems to guide you. If you follow the cabling along, it ends up over into that machinery piece there. It seems to be like tube-like. It's what you gather with that roll is it looks like it would be able to house some sort of payload and then eject that payload from it.
Huh.
Size-wise, it's probably the length of this table, but probably only about a foot wide. Cylinder-esque.
Well, that's interesting. What's going on?
I don't know. He might have been trying to get at the salami and cheese.
Oh.
Did he get it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Want to put it in the fridge?
Sure.
I feel like we'd know if you did.
You were dope. Yeah.
He
Lake
took
collapse.
the butter, or the lid
Chomped
off
on.
of the butter and ate all the butter out of the butter dish.
Yeah.
Like, the
But
lid
you knew
was
the
just-
butter was gone, is what
Yes.
I'm saying.
Yes, we did. But it was, well
But
after.
because the lid was off, right? Like,
Get Lou.
that was just open on the counter, so he didn't have to do anything.
That's
I'm just saying, like, I feel like the tray would be disarrayed in such a way that we would know a dog ate it.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking.
Lou lacks subtlety.
True.
Well, and those
But he's
things
so
are
tall,
like
he doesn't have to try that.
And it,
hard to peel apart
Yeah.
the cheese.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he'd have to
see,
peel.
like,
If he was
bite
able to,
marks or-
like, meticulously
The meat
peel the meat and the cheese off in such a way that we wouldn't know that it was removed, he deserves every bit that he got. That's all I'm saying. Because that's...
I mean, at that point, you probably didn't contaminate anything, so it's fine, right?
Anyways, that's what's in this room. And they're gonna, as many soldiers as can will file in to fill some of that space.
Before it gets completely full, I'm going to attempt to open the next door, which I'm not sure if I caught where that was. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Here. Assuming it's going to require more strength check. Would somebody like to assist me on this one?
I will go up and do that.
Well, get your ass up here then, Sheriff.
Switch places with Shrub.
Here we go. It's a 14, and with the help, 19 total.
I did it.
Yes.
Pool's free. This interior feels hazy as a collection of moisture and steam begins dissipating from this door. This opens up into a room. I'm just going to go ahead and make a connector like this because that will just make things clearer for me and for you, I assume. And it goes down 1 over 2.
And this one mic should work for anywhere in this room. I did do a lap around the table during testing and faced outside from the table, and it didn't sound super loud. God damn it.
That was incredibly
Was
amazing.
that you or Lou?
That was Louis. Yeah, it was Lou who caught the cord
With his tail, I think.
Anyway. And I was facing away from the table and whatnot and talking, so
It picks up a room.
It picks up. It wasn't super loud facing away and far away, but it
Of
still
course not, but
was
yeah.
there. Yes.
It'll catch. It's a blue Yeti.
Yeah.
Is that
Much
accurate?
simpler setup.
And I believe it's a Yeti snowball. It's blue. Yes, it's something. I know it's called a snowball, but I know it's blue.
Yeah,
blue.
I know the brand is blue.
Yes, and I think
Whenever
that's
I
a
think
Yeti.
of one of these things, I think blue Yeti.
Yes, I think blue is like the thing, and then Yeti is like the
brand.
thing. Yeah.
Indicating a snowball.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm having to draw so slow.
I don't know why, but I feel like I learned something today.
Where's my little wet piece? Right there. Where's my little wet piece?
Show you where
Phrasing?
the piece is.
Phrasing.
Cool. So you open up into a room like this. It seems pretty void of anything interesting except for another hatchway door across from you and a ladderway that's going up.
Well, I believe the up is where we are trying to go. And I let folks behind me know there is an up here. However, for those who do breathe, know that it is hazy here and there may be issues. And I've kind of moved that direction.
Before you can get to that ladder, Royus is going to cut around you.
Oh, sure. Royus is this one, I believe.
Yeah.
Cut around me?
We're going to be taking it from here, yeah? Alright. Let's say James, Benny, you stay here. Wilhelm, Marcus, scout out the area above.
Well, there he goes.
And
Yep, there's the red shirt.
he's going up first.
Oh, Tower will back up a little bit and get out of the way.
Did James stay or is James going?
Wilhelm is up, right? He got called forward to go look.
Yes.
Yes.
He's up. He's on his way up.
Yep.
I only wish to draw attention to the fact that a James exists.
Wait, his name was James?
I heard a James.
Yeah, there's a James in there. James and Benny, they're supposed to be staying in this room. You haven't seen anyone really move yet. I just gotta keep track of the names I'm throwing out. You hear from down the pipeline, for lack of a better term.
Down.
Well, they've climbed up. This ladder's going
Oh,
up.
we hear it from down
Mm-hmm.
because we're from down. Usually, you say where the sound comes from, right? You
Yeah.
hear
I hear
from
The sound is
up.
traveling down the stairwell. Sorry. Okay. They're up. They're yelling down to everyone else that's below. The door's a little stuck. I think we've got it. And you hear another screeching metal on metal. And then the sound of people climbing inside above. What? What
I'm
is that?
laughing
No
at the
confusion?
music during
Oh.
this.
And
Can we take this robot for a joyride?
Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia.
Alright.
It's pretty dark and... You hear the Wilhelm scream as Wilhelm goes silent.
Yep.
We got one.
Yeah.
And Marcus is kind of halfway on the ladder way. And kind of looking out at everybody else to figure out what the fuck's going on. Royus, shouting up to him, "Get the fuck up there and find out what the fuck happened to him!"
Fucking Christ. Who's Christ? I don't know.
He's going to gingerly get up there.
Would you like me to go up there with you?
I don't give a fuck what you do.
Moses H. Pharaoh.
I call out to my party. There seems to be some issue up here in the head area. Somebody screamed.
Yeah, I got a rapier right after hearing that.
I'm ready to go check it out.
Well, these other three have already gone up, so...
No, he didn't.
Oh, my bad. I thought you went up.
He is signaling to these guys to go, 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 go.
I see.
So, I guess if that's what we want to do, let's roll some initiative to see who gets at the ladders first.
Oh, sure.
I'm gonna
I
call
have a
this them.
What if I don't want to be first?
Then you delay.
Yeah, on your turn, you don't go.
Yeah.
Just don't run for it.
I've lost my writing utensil.
How
But-
dare you?
I'm sure I've got one right here, which I do.
Don't be a dog.
That's just against his nature.
It is. It is. Once a dog, always a dog. Y'all don't
This
want
is
to
the,
go down
this is
that
the
road.
fucking broken one that I grabbed.
Ain't nothing but misery down that road.
I need to eat this last piece so I can get rid of it.
Ain't no stopping me. Riding through the sky. 200 soldiers, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. Traveling at the speed of light.
Okay, did you all roll?
Yes.
Yeah.
25 to 20? 20 to 15?
17.
Uh, 15 to 10?
14? 14.18.
Oh, yeah. What's
14.14.
Oh, get out.
so Tower, then Aranoa.
What was your number, fool?
13.
There.
Do we want our things?
And then
Oh, yeah, we do have things,
Flint.
don't we?
yeah, I'm just making sure I've got this recorded. That's everybody, right?
I believe so.
Yep.
Ah! This is the empty one.
Not be stopped.
Don't stop me.
For our
Don't
time has
stop me.
been quite pleasant.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa!
Wow. So sorry. Those were supposed to catch the edge of the thing.
I bet.
They did,
Um,
they did not catch the edge of the thing.
I'm so sure that they were. But
So sorry.
that is
about
life,
that.
I suppose.
Should I get you a folding chair, Matt?
Give me ribs to
And-
burn.
Wow.
No, I kind of like this apartment, though.
Louis.
It's good for now.
All right. Looks like Straw, you're first.
Cause I'm having a good time. Yeah, every time.
The ladder way is
Ha.
15 feet up.
Thank you. 40.
One of these days I need to go to the library and grab the Cornetto trilogy.
Just go through it.
55. So I can get 5 feet into the space.
Honestly, I haven't been able to come up with anything better than Breaky Eggman.
Yeah.
5 feet into the space?
Yeah, where should I put myself?
Great question. Because we need the space.
Do we use D6s? Loading?
We need a
1d6 per 5 feet?
4x4 plus. It's really for me to know. You find out.
It's 2 by 2, right? That's 4 by 3. Am I sure about that? Is that the elevation? No? Yes.
Well, first is a 1x2. Because I forgot about a very important part.
Okay, I don't have 1 by 2. There's. Oh, there you go. It's an elevated platform.
But
right?
it's the other direction.
Is it
Sorry.
not?
Like that?
Yeah.
Is it not a whole separate room?
It is. It's above. This 1x2 is above you. That's what you see. You see Wilhelm's mutilated corpse
Oh, shit.
laying on the section right on the other end of where you just popped up. And he is in front of another hatch door that is closed. I can't get him prone there, so if you wouldn't mind. That is what you see.
I dashed, so I can't really do anything else. Oh no!
What?
He's on the ground.
Mutilated.
Oh, was he? Mutilated.
Yeah.
Tower, then Aranoa.
Could you specify the mutilation?
It would be Royce at this point, and he is getting his soldiers to move. He's not moving from where he is. Then it is either, I guess it's Tower.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's 5, 10, 15. I guess they're friendly.
Mm-hmm.
20, 25, 30.
Yeah,
gets
you have
me.
to go up the ladder
Oh, is that not the
here,
ladder?
and then
Where's- where's
15
that?
feet up.
That's 5, 10, 15, 20, and then 15 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. That's 35. I'm at the door.
And Shra is at the top of that door.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Let's
You have
step
to
on
share-
his body.
Yeah.
I mean,
You are stepping in mutilated Wilhelm.
Perfect. Perfect. This is none of this is excellent. I would like to give a shot at opening this door. Go for it.
It's a bold choice for somebody within Wilhelm distance.
Yeah, that was definitely a 2.
Does not budge.
Yeah.
Can I see anything up here, by the way? What's
Oh,
going
there's
on
lantern
in
light up there
this-
now? Yeah. It's a tiny little, like, hallway again, and then there's that door. But the surrounding enclosure does seem to be, like, falling apart in places. Like, some paneling is loose in some areas.
But no sign of what got Wilhelm.
You do see... make a perception. I'll allow it. I know it's not your turn, but I'll let you make a perception.
Am I allowed to do that when I dashed?
That's what I'm saying. I'll just let...
Okay.
Yeah, you could have looked around.
17.
You do see blood smear going up the wall. So would Tower, with the light flowing around.
And yeah, I think that was an action to try to get out the door. Yeah.
So then it's...
Yep.
If it's not your turn anymore,
Well-
that's
well-
what you're telling me.
I go back down the 15 feet down the ladder.
Okay.
Saying, there should be room up here if anybody else needs to get past or whatever.
And that would bring us to Aranoa.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'll just chill there.
14, Bennett's Flint.
Chunk, chunk, chunk.
Holding there.
There's a door over here, right?
Up the ladder.
Well, there is a door there.
There's brown on that wall. Is
Oh.
that a door?
Yes, that is a door.
Does it have any ports or anything?
It would have just another tiny little slat of glass between, but it is heavily dirty. You can make a perception with disadvantage through it if you want.
I'll give it a shot. Yeah, we're keeping the 1, but for posterity, it was a 4 otherwise.
It is pretty corroded over, and you can't really make out anything beyond all the smudging that's on that glass, unfortunately.
All right, that'll do a turn for me, I think.
Okay, you were 13. That means it's these guys' turn.
Oh, so I'm going to shout out. The hell was that up there?
Don't quite know yet.
There's blood smeared on the wall.
That's Captain. That's Benny.
It's all of 6 seconds. What the hell happened?
Benny and James are going to take a defensive position here. They're all just going to hold and get ready because they realize there's nowhere to go. Yep. Shaw. It would be.
So you tried at the door and you just failed the.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad attempt.
Okay. I'm gonna try opening the door. Right?
Don't get mutilated.
That sounds right to me.
What is it? Just a string?
Yeah, just trying to turn the hatch wheel.
This is a check then, right?
Yes.
21.
It will come free. You do hear it. It is continuing to be like hazy, weird, like something has been leaking for a long time, creating moisture in this area, and you can hear as you open just like a
Like
light
electrical?
flashing through this haze. Yeah.
Wait, would I know what that is though?
Sure sounds like sparking lightning.
Sounds like lightning!
Not like, but you know.
Sparks!
But you see nothing.
Oh, I have a lantern. What can
It's cutting through this haze a little bit. You can see the outline of some kind of large structure ahead of you. You'd have to get a lot closer in order to figure out what it was.
I do have movement. I'm gonna try stealthing though. Oh. 7.
I might draw this in a different spot.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Let's see if I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Can I do? I should be able to do a 4x4 right over here, right?
Or do you want it here?
Damn it,
Is
guys.
that gonna open up more?
Damn it, guys, we're gonna get murdered by gnome shit.
All we hear is. I do not like this song.
You don't have to like it for some.
I don't.
And this is where you've been coming up.
One of
There?
these days, I should look back at that The Monsters Take Manhattan campaign we had.
This is the doorway.
That was a fun one, Sean.
And this is the
That's
top
the
of the
hallway I
stairs.
was in? Okay.
Yeah, you've gone from up here to up here. This is the door you just opened. This is the area you've gone into.
So
And at the end
I
of this room
was
is a big
there,
object.
So 5, 10, yeah,
That's
5,
Also-
a lot of fire.
15.
Do we have those thingamabobbers that we used to use for when we needed to have the little... Remember there used to be like little jewels around here? Are those
Oh.
gone?
Yeah.
No worries.
I don't know where this.
You want dice?
I do know where they
Mhm.
are, but they are very deep.
The gummy bears?
Moncala beads, I assume.
Like
Or
15
of the
beads.
like.
Yeah. What you put in the bottom?
Can you stick that in the upper back corner there?
Like here?
Yeah, right
Okay.
there. Okay,
There's a. Well, I don't know.
you
If
can't
I
fully
can
make out what it
yell
is,
back to
and
them.
at this point, even the player doesn't truly know what it is. So
There's some kind of large object here and something shiny in the corner. Is it very large like that, or is it a normal size?
it's not supposed to be quite that tall, from what I can gather. It doesn't really say. So I would say it sure can be, but there are cables coming off of. That's slightly raised, technically. That piece. Mm-hmm. Sure. On a platform, and there are cables coming out from that to this big device in the area.
No, I think you should get up here. But I'm going
I'm on my
to
way.
It says
Um,
Bick on the side.
take a peek around to see if there's any kind of disturbance.
So
Or can I? Is the blood trail? Can I find the blood trail?
it went up the wall, and then that was it.
Oh,
Looking at that area right there, you see a large gem-like structure. Looked like it, but it is cracked and broken.
I'm gonna stay here then.
Excellent. And you are at top of initiative. And that means soldiers are holding their ground. Or, excuse me, Royce is holding his ground. So Tower, and then Aranoa, you're on deck.
So this was that 5, 10, 15, right?
It was, the ladder is 15 feet up to the top of it.
Right.
And
So-
then,
Depends on how far down the ladder you went the last time.
see what I'm saying? Like if you're at the bottom of the ladder, it's 15 feet it's a 15-foot climb to the top of that.
To get from here to there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's 15, 20, 30, 40. Wait, what? What?
Close.
15, 20, 25. I got it. 30, 35. What Tower's going to be doing while moving is keeping an eye out for whatever caused that attack. That's Tower's main concern right now. Is whatever monster is attacking and looking out for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That will be a total of 14. Yeah.
Sorry, just looking real quick. What you don't what you do end up seeing. You're looking around for what caused this damage to Wilhelm, and you two are up here. It's like almost strobe lighting with this like and energy sparking from somewhere. What you end up seeing while you're looking around for that is this arcing energy, like lightning.
Very, very frightening.
That for a brief moment, as you focus in on it, you see it almost take some sort of humanoidish form as it arcs between this structure here and this corner.
Oh, shit. Well, I do have another 5-10 feet of movement. And yeah, with my bonus action, I'm gonna do the Arms of Fat Bottom Girl. And if they're within 10 feet of me, that would require them to make a save against the Rock and World effect. It's a DC 14 Dex save.
They fail.
To take 2d4 damage.
What kind of damage?
That would be force damage. 7 force damage.
Got it.
And then with my action...
You said 7?
7 force damage, yep. With my action, I'm going to have Fat Bottom Girl take a swing at this thing. And with my mouth, I'm going to let people know, there seems to be some kind of electrical energy being here. It's very peculiar. Do not like. I don't know what that was, but it was something. Here we go. Wow, yeah, total of 9 to that hit.
That will unfortunately miss as it kind of just reconstitutes itself around your attempt.
And that's all.
That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Tower. So it's Aranoa's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go up. 5, 10, 15, 20.
That's
15,
no,
20.
No, that would be 30 once you get up here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Oh.
30.
30. Okay. Well then, from there, what can I
You
perceive about
can
this?
see the backs of your two comrades. What looks to be some kind of large object beyond them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can probably tell that Tower is engaged in some way with something.
You're
But-
engaged.
But looking through the hatchway, there's a lot obstructing your view in
Okay.
terms of like the clarity of what's happening.
Noted. Then
And when I say this place is hazy, what keeps coming to my mind is like a ship in Alien.
Yes.
So, so I hope that's coming across. Like that's what I just keep seeing. So might as well say it. I don't know why there's steam billowing out in this long dead entity like structure, but
There has to
it
be.
feels like there
Yes,
is. So
yes. So why wouldn't there be?
yeah.
Yes.
sorry.
It's a necessary weasel.
Aliens. Game over, man.
Do I don't have a clear shot at this thing.
It probably has. It feels because of where it's placed. It looks like it would have like 3/4 cover from you because you'd have to be shooting
Yeah.
around Tower and around this object. It's not quite hidden from you from like my
Okay.
viewpoint. So
I'm gonna hold an action to
it'd just be harder to hit
to
it.
fire
You could
a
still try.
firebolt at it. No, I'll wait until if I get a chance that
I
it's
got
open.
barbecue sauce all over my screen.
Did you do that or did I do that with throwing stuff around?
I don't know. Either
It
way.
was me.
Either way it happened. It's funny. Sorry, you're holding your action.
To
till you-
shoot it with a firebolt if I get a clear shot.
Roger Dodger. 14. Okay. Aaron Noah, you sense something drop behind you to your, what would be your right in this case. So, okay. I think you get an attack of opportunity at this moment as it falls past you.
Oh, for sure.
Go for it. Let me just make sure what size this thing is.
Well, either way, it's a firebolt reaction, right? She held the action for
that's what I was thinking.
a reaction,
I have
right?
to do reaction firebolt because that's what I was ready with.
I honestly don't know. I think that's how that works, but I don't know.
If you'd rather do it like that, I'll let you do that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'll go ahead
And it is somewhat your size, this object that comes down from out of view.
21 to hit.
You will hit it.
And 9 damage.
You know, I didn't give you a little thingamajig for it, but your defender's supposed to be out here somewhere, isn't it?
I don't know if it would be.
You don't have to. You don't have to
ladder.
have brought it in here. So
Yeah,
you could,
I know. I'm just thinking about where I would have left it, and
And
I
I'm
probably
also-
would have left it in that bottom room.
Okay,
Like,
so it's down there.
yeah.
I also forgot to ask you, but I assume you've put the owlbear in the wagon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
coming with.
Woo,
So you
familiar
did damage
space.
to this thing, right?
Sorry, what?
I said you rolled a 21, so you definitely
Yeah,
hit this.
9 damage.
9 damage. 9 damage. So now it's at...
Is an opportunity attack is a reaction?
And so is using a ready action. It's your reaction as well.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so you used what you wanted to do, and it's probably more... It probably actually was successful, whereas you might not have had the chance of it. So all good things.
Oh, yeah.
What Flint sees in this moment? Who else is? You're the only one down here, right? And these soldiers see is what sparks in your mind immediately as, oh, it's Aranoa's pet thingy, as it lands on the ground here. But it looks. You then realize it's completely different. It does have 4 legs that are arcing up and down, insectoid-like. It has some. It doesn't have a particular bestial shape. It looks to be some sort of construct creature. Drops, and it's going to go. Well, Royce is right there, so it's gotta be Royce. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Royus!
And it botches as he just Spartan kicks it back into the ladder, and it kind of goes prone for half a second before righting itself. That'll be its turn. This other entity with tower is going to attempt to attack. It's going to fail dismally.
My block and warforged armor is no joke.
Now it is Flint's turn.
That's one ugly fucking poodle.
One thing you guys will note that are on the bottom level is that these 4 arcing legs are coated in fresh blood.
Well, that answers one question, I think. Step. Yeah, we're gonna stab the piss out of this thing.
You will note this creature probably does not hold piss.
Gonna stab something out of it, I'm sure. That should be a 16 to hit. Yeah, 16 to hit.
That will unfortunately miss.
Oh, damn.
As this thing kind of, you feel like you found its center of gravity, and it lowers its body self, legs not moving, just right out of the way.
I'm not sure I have anything I want to do with the bonus action, so...
Can't force you.
Blue cream soda? What's that flavor?
You don't know what flavor blue is?
Tasted like blue. I don't know what to tell
Is
you.
it blue 30 or blue?
It felt like more like blue 28.
Okay.
Yeah, I It was blue cream soda. I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't even say.
Do the blue shades aim for high score or low? Is it the rank of the flavor?
What's in there now is Dr. Pepper.
Well, if we go off like video games and stuff, it's a rare item.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's not bad. Like, that's a good like early tier cream soda.
But as soon as we get an orange one, get the fuck out of here.
All right. At any rate, I
There
think
is
I'm
an
done
orange cream soda. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, Brian, for hijacking your turn.
It's one of my favorite sodas.
Okay, great.
Creamsicle soda? One of my favorites.
It would be the soldier's turn. Boy, oh boy, do I not want to... I always forget how to just handle soldiers as a group. But also not. They have to like be able to hit X amount of times. That equals one hit kind of thing, I believe.
See, Bradshaw's got you covered.
Yeah.
That's one. They will hit once between them all.
Wait, we should probably. This body is right here.
Yeah.
Right?
It's up there, yeah.
In case anyone wanted to try and heal this
we'll take-
person. I don't know how badly mutilated it is.
Rifles echo through this chamber as these guys try to unload on this thing that has dropped down on them. It is going to take that damage. Some quick maths will allow me to realize that it is this number now. Alright.
My turn?
That was... Nope. It would now be the Capitan's turn. Can you...
Capitan.
Technically, they needed to move in the room too.
Koopy Toon?
Koopy
1, 5, 10, 15, 20. No, they were each one of them just quickly
Carpetar?
entered the room, fired, left the room. They have the movement to do it. Captain is going to go into the room, please. And that will not hit either. So, gunshot off the metal wall.
Should go
Now
back.
it will be Shraw's turn. Huh?
He stays.
He's going 5, 10, 15. He's going to position himself in that back corner. Yes, right there.
Can I see this creature from where I am?
Yes.
Then
It is slightly around the structure, so it probably has half
I'm doing
cover
magic,
for
so I just need sight.
you. But you can see it, but it probably still has half cover based on where it's located.
Intelligence saving throw
Is this
for
magic?
mind sliver. Yes,
Ooh, good spell.
but it's only 8.
It makes it.
I don't really, with the positions and what it is, I felt that was kind of best, even though it's a low number. Stay out of people's way.
We should have got you some buff spells as opposed to save spells.
Yeah, but for what I was trying to get it to do,
Right.
and if someone goes really low, then it can work. But.
Or if you get like a headband of intellect.
Will that,
Yeah, I just really need to boost my intelligence.
will that conclude your turn? I think you saw the bonus, maybe? You can move it
Can
around.
see me, so maybe if I'm here and now it can't
Okay.
see me.
Sure. For now, yeah. I would say
All you need to do
lose
is
sight
find an artificer who isn't Aranoa, mug them.
I'm pretty sure that hits. I really should have my other thing out so I know what the soldier's stats are.
Those artificer things don't have to be used by the artificer, right? They can be handed out.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, of
That's the
course, if you mug an artificer for their stuff, like the next morning, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
That will heal it.
Then you have a pissed off artificer, and that's no good.
No, it's not. It's not good to have
Do you-
any PC class manage you. probably.
36.
Do you like broken equipment all around you? Because
Okay.
shatter is how you get broken equipment all around you.
You see Royus take out his sword and just give a big slash, metal on this thing. Fuck!
What is this thing made out of?
That will bring us back to Tower.
Tower is going to, take a couple swings at this thing using Fat Bottom Girl. Normal one at first, which is going to, 24 with 8 damage, force damage. And then martial arts as a bonus action.
Oh god.
To follow that up.
Okay.
With, that's a 5 to hit. No, sorry, a 7 to hit. But a 5.
7 will indeed miss.
Yes.
My question again, so that was force damage?
Yes, 8 force damage.
8 force damage. What was the number?
It was 24 to
Okay.
hit. Yeah. And that was, bonus action and whatnot. Oh, I will back up, just a 5-foot step. Actually, I'll back up to this position here. And
you're mobile or something?
Yeah, I got mobile, so we should be good to go on that.
Yep. And then Aranoa, you're free to take your turn.
Okay. I'll go ahead and cross right here so that I can see it and shoot a firebolt at it. 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
5 damage.
Fire, correct?
Yep. And then, can I use my bonus action to try to infer more about whatever this thing is?
Yeah, 1 second. Let's see.
Or maybe where the power source is, so that I could cut it off with all the sparking stuff.
Now that you're all in this room, you can tell that the sparking is coming from this lightning entity
Oh, okay.
that is in this room.
Then there you go.
You said 5 damage.
Yes.
Punching in the thunder.
5 fire damage.
Fire damage.
Yeah. Making sure I'm writing down the right damages. Cool. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and
Oh, wow.
make a quick cursory investigation on this thing.
That headband is cool.
Yeah.
5.
Yikes, yeah. It's like, you can see that this thing is broken. There's wires coming off it that are going into the structure, but you're not sure how it works.
Okay.
It could have power, it could not have power.
Yeah, it benefits.
At the end of your turn,
Well, it appears
Flint's in
that
the
one
way of
weakness
that.
is now their greatest strength.
Yes. Which
is
is like all of those items are exactly like that.
Flint
Belt of
does
strength as
a
well, same kind of thing.
Yeah, if you get like the belt of giant strength,
Giant
or let's see, we got gauntlets of ogre strength or the belt, depending on where you need to equip an item.
Sure.
Eventually, you just become straight up Charles Atlas.
I'm always making myself flip through monster manuals.
It's like, what do your magic items do? I've got a Vorpal sword. What do your magic items do? All of my stats are fucking jacked.
Yes. I have 19s across
Does
the
a
board.
23 hit you?
Me?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Cool. So you take...
Of course, now we're going to be nowhere near a city where I
6
can try and
damage.
find an item like that.
6 piercing
specifically.
damage. I need
We'll
you
come
to
across
make a strength save.
Ooh, boy. Do we have anything special for that? Probably not. That feels like a 20. Nope, that is a 17.
You feel this thing begin to climb up and work its way behind you as if to launch its arms around, but you're able to get it the fuck off you and it slips back to the floor.
Nope.
That will bring us to you. It's your turn.
Lovely. Royce, we need to work together. It's the only way. As I try to stab it.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, in this moment, you are.
Damn it. Yeah, that is, that ain't high enough.
Well, what was it?
Back 12. 13.
Unfortunately, no. It is surprisingly nimble.
I don't think I have a meaningful bonus action again, so go on ahead.
Cool. Soldiers will take their pots. How many are there again? 1, 2. There's just 4 down here. They will get 1 shot off. It will take some additional lumps.
When I'm a 10th level artificer, I can make a headband of intellect.
Wow.
It's gonna be a minute.
Yeah.
You should go buy a headband of intellect.
El
probably
Capitan will take a shot. He will miss horribly,
That's
and we are back.
uncommon, so.
Oh, yeah.
We just need to go locate a sentient chicken, remove its headband, and
Gunshots are happening. Gunshots are missing. It is Shraw's turn.
Oh, that was fast. Okay.
have I mentioned my idea for the
I'm just
For
gonna
the
peek
pig wizard,
around and
Sir
try
Francis?
the same thing.
No.
Just what?
Bacon.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
peek around and try the
Awakened
same
pig,
thing the mind sliver.
wizard level specifically for mage
Intelligence,
hand, so he can
8,
actually use thumbs.
Brilliant. Yes.
Headband of intellect, because why the fuck not?
Bacon, what's it called?
Intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
A
it
rogue.
passed.
What's the road?
I don't know.
that has
It's
the-
Rolled a
Matrix.
natural 20.
Say that.
Why?
Because I didn't look at it. I just rolled it and was like looking up the creature, and then I
Mage
looked
hand
back
all
and it was
day.
natural 20.
That's it.
That means tower.
Tower's gonna go ahead and take a step that away, that close.
Slide to the right.
I'm gonna pop off a shot using a revolver and follow that up with a punch using Fat Bottom Girl. The revolver is 20 for 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Fat Bottom Girl punches for 21 to hit for 6 force damage. 7 bludgeoning, 6
Okay.
force. Tower will take a step back after that.
Arano, it's your turn.
Fireball.
You see the bullet go into this entity, but it is just like a pure energy lightning. It cuts through the energy, seemingly must have done some damage, but you do see that the rubber impacts against the wall behind it.
Interesting. That will affect me going forward. Thank you.
Firebolt again. 10 to hit. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
A rubber projectile against an electric creature does it do more or less damage?
Right, I don't know. I don't know if it's like weak to rubber. Is that how electricity works? Because it can't go through it somehow?
Where electricity can only be taken down with a rubber bullet.
Right. Yeah. Where electric elemental can only be taken down with a rubber bullet. I like it. That's a great idea.
So that was the end of your turn?
Yeah.
An electricity elemental that hangs around a flesh golem.
Ah,
One buffs the other.
yes. They bring. It's like a Frankenstein powered by
Does a
electricity.
17 hit you, Flint?
There's a dumb idea in here
Yeah,
somewhere.
there's
I
something
love
in
this.
there. There's something in there. Yeah.
If you're hit by... Does a 17 hit you, Flint?
No.
Okay. Good to know.
Time to find out if my low numbers hit this thing.
It is going to...
Oh no, more shit's happening.
Oh, I've been fucking up.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's about to
Oh
get harder.
no. It was at this moment that the cowboy realized when you fuck with the giant machete monster, you get the claws.
It's going to move itself up into this corner, but like up high.
This corner?
Well, no, this back corner, but like elevated. I need.
How high?
This room is about 30 feet tall. I'm going to need both Tower and Aranoa to make a dexterity saving throw.
Here comes my dex save.
Oh.
That's 10. That was my good save.
the dice don't care about that.
22.
Excellent.
Sometimes they
you
don't
have
care if
passed.
it's a low save.
Tower, unfortunately, you have failed.
Sure.
Give me just
Give
a
me-
moment.
That thing called love.
2,
I want it.
3,
Give me
4.
that thing called love.
In the morning, in the evening, ain't we got love?
Ain't got nobody, oh, but honey, ain't we got love?
I rolled pretty low. That's the good news.
Yes. Nothing compares.
Tower, you take. Well, Erno, you take 11 damage. Tower, you take 22 damage as you watch this creature's
fuck.
energy kind of collect and brighten before a beam of lightning shoots 100 feet in your direction, impacting the wall because it can't go 100 feet.
I'm gonna use a reaction to use absorb elements.
Ooh, perfect.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
So it captures some of the incoming energy, lessening the effect on you and storing it for your next melee attack. You have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn.
So you
Also-
take half a half
Yeah.
and store that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, for
Do it
time you hit with a
over
melee
first.
attack on your next turn, target takes an extra d6 of lightning.
Right.
That's a
Nice.
That is a spell that is in Branch's spellbook
It's a great spell.
that is not prepped for the dragon fight. We're just in massive damage.
Unfortunate.
Is it half rounded up or down?
O is down.
Yeah, down.
It was very unfortunate. It is now something that triggered Branch to like go, oh, why don't I just attach a bunch of scrolls for reaction spells to the backside of my shield? And that's going to be a thing going forward.
I'm not sure, but I feel like reaction speed spells still require an action. Do they? Does it not?
Scrolls are cast at the same speed as a spell.
Oh, hype.
Yes.
Oh, God.
So absorb elements and shield are going to be on the back.
The
of
back of your
Branch's-
shield is
yes.
going to look like somebody's fucking...
When the teacher says you can use one
Yeah.
note card on the test
Yes.
and you write super
Oh,
small.
And
With a
when
magnifying glass.
yes. So that's coming.
The stunning paper. No! That's
Can
pretty
I
good.
have some elemental resistance? Just a spoonful pulls out my
So what did
comically
that turn
large
into if you,
shield.
like,
Or,
5
or
damage,
the
I think?
actor trick of printing your lines inside your bra.
And that was 22 damage against
Yes,
you.
I
You took
got
that?
it.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright,
I'm
so
down
that...
to 7.
Yikes.
I have resistance to light knob. Lightning.
Lightning.
So that was its turn, meaning we move on to, I believe, Flint again.
There we go.
Right? That creature tried to hit you and missed horribly.
Have either of us managed to make contact with this thing yet?
Not you.
How hard does he look like I can hit?
Wait, what?
How hard did he hit? How's Royce doing?
I mean, he hit it.
I'm gonna stab it again.
I'm still confused about what you're asking me. Like, he never took damage.
Hmm?
He dealt damage.
He's a stealthy animal, I guess.
He's remarkably quiet for what he is.
He's a very large thing.
I'm asking, did Royce hit the robot?
Yes. One
Okay.
time.
One time.
No estimate of how hard he hit it.
It looks... It's taken a lot of hits since then, so it's... Because it's been
Oh,
shot a
'cause
few
it's
times.
Oh, right. No.
So it's looking rough, but it's still there.
I stab it.
Oh!
I don't stab it. I do the
Um,
opposite of stab it.
Your rapier gets caught in the ladder
Oh.
behind this creature for the moment.
Some bitch.
And you're able to wrench it free, but it completely muffs your whole attempt.
That it does.
Still no bonusing or anything like that?
I don't have anything useful for it. Not in this moment.
I think it's
I'm better served
soldiers
just
now.
standing here and tanking.
2, 3. Okay, they will get a hit off. A measly hit. That looks like it does more damage to the wall behind than the actual creature. Captain is going in.
I'm embarrassing
Crits.
myself in front of Royce. I hate it.
You watch the captain push past you and just send a blade through the top of this thing's head.
Nice.
All right.
He crit it.
Brilliant.
Moving on back to Shra at the top of initiative.
Okay, I don't feel like I'm doing much, so I want to inspect what this thing is.
My pride
Okay.
has been murdered.
What? I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
no.
it's something that could help.
No, I understand. It's just always. I've seen it happen so many times, like watching stuff too. It's funny when like I know there's combat. I'm gonna go check out this cabinet. I'm not. I'm just
trying
saying.
to see
I'm just saying
if
in
something
general.
in the room might affect this
Yeah,
thing.
I totally understand.
Because
And
I don't
You
have
got
much
this.
against
I'm
this
not shaming
creature,
the choice.
so.
I'm just saying it's always funny when it's like people in melee and you're like,
What's
meanwhile,
this?
what's on the stove? But go ahead.
It's
Make an
the rogue
investigation.
instincts.
I have a negative 12.
You don't sense any power coming off this. It looks broken from, and as you look around, the
But it's
bottom of it-
glowing.
No.
Oh.
So, if that was not clear before, this gem thing is broken. I just don't know where that came from.
You wiping on this.
And the pieces that have broken from it are laid out on the floor, almost like the impact was outward.
Oh, would that have been obvious then?
Not without really looking at it. No one's
I was
really,
like, I wouldn't
no one's
try
had
and
a real
really
good look at
identify it if it's a bunch of broken stuff
It's like
on the
super
ground.
broken.
What does this do? Okay, I guess that's my turn.
Then it will be Tyler's turn.
Okay. Room's 30 foot tall, right?
Yes.
Medium creature?
Is this a medium creature?
The floating guy.
Actually, it's technically even bigger.
Excuse
Cool.
me.
So if I can reach 25 foot in the air, I can punch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's technically large,
Okay.
but it's taking up whatever space it needs because it doesn't need to be confined to a certain space.
Gotcha. Cool. I believe I got that based on high jump rules. Just putting it all together.
Phil, you're a monk. I'm not even gonna bother with 30 feet.
Brilliant.
Sweet.
That being the case, I am going to double punch it using the arms of Fat Bottom Girl. No, I'm not. I'm going to miss with both 8 and 8.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
unfortunately.
Yeah. That is going
It's hard to punch energy.
Yeah. Fair. Even with energy. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean,
that's going to be the turn there. That's action bonus action.
Just
The movement was forward jump,
Yeah.
down,
I got you.
back. Yep.
You've got it.
going with that firebolt again. And I have that can work with this. 14 to hit.
Sadly, that will just miss.
Then that is that. And I'm gonna take a couple steps back.
You got it. Its turn. That's not what I expected. Let's see.
Song's coming.
You watch it collect in the corner before basically pulling a. As it
Oh,
is
damn.
gone from view.
Is it Batusi or Batwatusi?
Back to Tower does call out, I am a little fucked up over here. If anybody is willing to lend some help, health-wise.
Sheriff. Get up here if you can.
Is the sheriff literally our only healer at all? We need to buy some goddamn potions.
Like, unless-
with a quickness.
Unless
Anybody
you
else?
go out of your way to get a.
I have to.
Wait,
Prepare
you're level 4 monk
for
up. Yeah,
wounds.
you've already got the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do
Since
that,
you
but
can't
it's-
put on a plague doctor mask.
It's a D4 for myself, is what I can do for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Not
got
much.
a couple things I can heal myself.
We have an artificer
Yeah.
who will not prepare cure wounds.
There's just so many other things.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of things.
I should
I
have.
won't fault you for it.
Now that this has happened, I should
You
have
have cool
noted,
shit and you
and I
don't
did
get a lot of choices.
That ladderway actually did
Ditto.
keep going up another level, and there's a hatch above it.
half-casters. It's
Oh,
awful.
okay.
Yeah.
My mistake
Yeah.
for not being clear and looking at some plans I have in front of me. But that staircase that you've climbed up to get to this level actually does continue up to another hatch.
Oh, okay.
Are we still in combat or?
I haven't broken you out of it quite yet, but your threat is nowhere to be seen.
I do want to keep an eye out and keep the arms out.
I was wanting to see if there's some kind of switch or something on this thing.
Yeah.
On what thing?
On whatever this is, or look
Could you imagine
Gotcha.
Christian
and
Bale
figure out what
doing
that
this
is.
Oh, I've never seen Christian Bale in a musical. What?
shit? Yeah, but his Batman
I'll get up there and
Yeah.
investigate this
Yeah.
thing closer too.
Sure.
What did you do with
It's probably better if I just help Aaron.
What are you doing, occupants?
Yeah. Hold the light over here.
And like, for better reference of what this room looks like, against my drawing skill, it looks like this top section here. There's this. You've come up this ladder way and entered this door, and there's that broken gem section, and then there's this big structure here.
Okay.
And as this room has kind of cleared, you can see that there is like some sort of like translucent material, glass-like, on that back wall that is like around where this piece would be open. Yeah, like around this, it's like all glass here, so you could almost look out. It's super scummed over.
I
But you
wonder
get
if
this-
those are the eyes.
This was
Or
the
not.
next bit. You were
Oh, because we didn't go through the torso yet, did we? I don't know where we are.
Yeah,
That was
I
the
think
torso. And
You
went up
you've
from
guessed
there.
that you made it from the shoulder across,
Yeah.
and then you went up from.
Yeah, I feel
From
like
here.
this might be its mouth. Like it has like a fire breath.
Can the Colossus see why kids like Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Oh, I guess I should make an investigation check. 22.
Why'd you roll twice?
Because
I was helping.
Shra was helping me.
Gotcha. Cool.
I said that would be better than me trying to look.
Spending a few moments and hearing them down here with Flint around, like, what the fuck is going on up there? But you take some time to investigate this, and you kind of piece together that whatever that gem-like structure is must have been a power source to this device, and it certainly feels like some kind of energy weapon of some kind.
Yeah, I
And
guess
it's pretty-
I assume
it's pretty
fire
big.
breath since it's a torch.
Well, at this point,
I just was picturing it, and I was like fire
Right.
breath.
like
Oh,
like
But yeah,
Sherlock
I-
Holmesing all the clues, you get the sense that this object must have housed the entity you just encountered,
Right.
and it was used to charge this weapon and harness that
Oh.
energy.
Oh.
Some kind of electrical spirit up here, causing damage, running free.
Some kind of electrical slave.
Fucking hell.
Stuck in a gem.
If you'll excuse me, I heard somebody needs healing.
Yes, please. That would be lovely.
Who needs this?
Me.
Anybody find Wilhelm?
Yeah, there's also that body there.
Yeah, try the dead
Oh,
body
jeez.
first.
Before you even put hands on him, you can tell, I guess, it's going to take resurrection for this poor soul.
Yeah, he tried that with Aranoa as well when Aranoa died pretty immediately. Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have before you can even touch him, you're like, okay, I'm going to heal this guy. You get up there, and it's a Jackson Pollock painting.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh.
He is,
His guts are blown out. From,
Okay, I didn't realize.
Like
it
you
was
can,
that.
and with the creature before, you can tell that this thing kind of dropped on his front and then just tore him to shreds with the legs.
so you go, Revivify ain't gonna cut this. And,
He almost needs a new body. His middle is soup.
ooh. I could not in good conscience res
Or
that.
it's more of a stew, right? Because it's chunky.
Yep.
Oh god, why
Thanks
does it
for
have to be this
clarifying.
thick and chunky? Oh god.
If not him, then yes, me, please.
How much you need?
I can take it all. I am down to 7.
Take 10 HP.
Okay.
I'm out of free heals.
I'll take all 10. Give me all 10. Last 2. Last 1. Oh, it feels so good to have all 10 in me.
Now, if you're gonna do this every time,
Seemingly out of combat for the time being.
Tower's definitely gonna be keeping an eye out though. It's on alert.
Should we continue upstairs then?
There's also this door.
Oh, right.
Uh,
I'm really curious to see what's upstairs.
these two are actually going to go over to that door and begin trying to open it.
Yeah, let them handle it. Let's see what's in the brain.
mind yourselves around those doors. You don't want to get Wilhelmed. Sorry, Wilhelm.
Sorry, bro.
No
They'll
offense.
finally, between the three
None
of these
taken, I trust.
people,
Yes.
they will get it open. The room across looks to be almost an exact mirror of the room here. With an additional, there's another, so it empties into a room just like this, same table structure, but there'd be a door here, or rather, yeah. So if it was over here, there'd be a door on this side that would open up right over here.
Yep.
Okay. I want to keep going upstairs.
Alright.
Did I explain that correctly?
I'm just wondering why there would be a door going off the front of this thing. But
I think we're on one side of the torso and that's the other side.
that's the shoulder. That right?
Fuck, man, I'm messing this up because I did not expect you guys to enter this structure from this way, and it, my perception of what the front would have been was a different way. So this ladder, in addition to continuing going up over here, it continues to go down right there. Like there's so much more. Is what I'm trying to say. Like bad explaining on the DM's part, and I apologize. It's a long ass ladder going in
complex.
both directions.
There's a lot of robot.
Yeah.
It goes up and it goes down.
Sure.
So you have that option. And so, again, this room mirrored over here with an additional door.
This was the shoulder, right?
Yeah, this is where you walked all the way up from the arm.
This is the left side of the torso, and that would be the right side of the torso.
And the right side has an additional door in it, and the ladder way continues to go down, and this ladder way continues to go up.
And I think we are trying to continue to go up.
Fair enough. You will be able to get up. No hatch here. Now, I'm trying to figure out how we go about drawing another
There's
zone.
still lots of space. Assuming it's a similar size to these things.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Do you need me to move so you can draw? Who's your dad?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's the time of the season for loving. Crawling in.
Yeah. Oh, it's just going.
Break your fucking face tonight. Give me something to break. Yeah. Without a sense of confidence. About your fucking face. 'Cause I'm 6 feet from the edge.
Looks
and
like
I'm
an old
thinking
TV.
maybe 6 feet.
Yeah, I guess it does.
It's so far down. Hurt me now. But don't worry. From friends to never be friends. I'll tell you everything. Don't worry.
Okay. Do you have any light sources? I guess both you and Tower. Tower has the lantern on. You enter this chamber. It appears to be... There is a raised section in the middle and some sort of seat, as well as another like computer-like console and a chair here as well. And there seems to be some sort of item here.
In that room, do we roll initiative or do we engage?
In here.
Engage.
Like it's so.
I don't want to draw that, but I just did.
That's a penis.
I can't fix it, so it's over. Here we are.
Oh, cool. You're not even trying.
Okay, we wandered up there, right? I believe Arano was first in.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to end up, Arano?
At the front.
At the front. Tower will swiftly follow thereafter and look over here and keep an eye out over the room. Who wants up next?
Me.
Perfect. Where do you want to be?
There's fine.
Perfect. Sheriff?
Bring me up.
There you go. Excellent.
Sit in the chair.
Get
Sit in the
Royus
chair.
up there, please.
Sit in the chair.
At least, yeah. Well, get
Does
him
it
into
swivel?
the next
Does it
level
spin?
and get. Who's? Oh, we can move Windhelm out of. Well, no, he's over there. Who's on the ground right there? Is that the creature?
That's
Get
the
rid of
creature.
that, or give it back to me, please.
Okay.
This is-
Wilhelm.
we know Wilhelm is
Oh,
dead.
he's around.
Put
Here.
the back two people
Mostly on the wall.
over.
Krillin, too soon.
Put Royus in the room with the big energy weapon, please. And then put those two over in the room area where Windhelm was. Attending to him. And then put this orc character in the room with him. And these two, put them back in the center room, please. Or if that is the center room, never mind. Keep them in there. Cool. That's the layout. That's what's going down.
Can I do an investigation of this console?
Didn't they go through this? They didn't go through the door. They just opened it.
They did, but by this time they've come back and they're repositioning there as kind of like a. They're looking out. They're just holding the line. Yes, you may make an investigation on this console.
Is
What is
anyone
it?
looking at this with me?
Sure.
Thanks, Raw.
Oops. Excuse me, Sheriff. The sheriff sitting in the chair.
Hell yeah.
Your help is much appreciated, Shaw. That's a 22.
For 1,000 years old, this isn't comfy.
It also looks pretty derelict here. There's probably some parts you could strip out of it if you wanted to. But it looks to be like a main center of command. If this thing appears to have been piloted to some degree, and while checking about, under the chair that Flint is seated in, kind of rolled away, you end up finding what looks to be some kind of like head cradling structure made of mithril.
Oh.
It looks like it had some sort of cable from it, but long, deteriorated, and broken. Yes, thank Professor X.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we found the driver's seat of this thing. Whatever that is.
Sheriff, I would not recommend
It does look to fit,
Oh, it doesn't fit over my
probably
head.
a medium
It's fine.
creature, normal, like standard humanoid size head.
It sits on top of my hat.
it.
No, I'm just messing with you.
Well,
Seems
it
like
does
a
not
bad idea.
appear to be connected to what it should be connected to any longer.
No.
Except
Yeah,
this
there's no power.
mithril, of course, does drape down in that nice Egyptian style.
Oh, so fancy.
Can I make a check with my tinker's tools to get the useful stuff out of this console?
Gotcha. Sure.
It would be a pretty damn good helm, actually.
We are
weighs
disassembling
it.
this.
I mean, they said they were just gonna try to salvage.
True.
I'm actually going to put it on.
Are-
I take my hat off for it.
Should I not?
Is it just nice?
Well,
It's made of mithril.
I
It is
am
nice.
fine with you doing it, morally speaking. It's more that it may be worth more as a whole than in pieces.
You might feel different in the sense of, like,
I don't know.
you know,
Right.
swagger, and
I hear what you're
you
saying.
feel more
but
important with them,
Oh,
perhaps.
definitely. I'm in the
I
big
think
chair. I got the big
They're gonna
hat.
do something to this either way.
Well, yeah, that does seem to be the case, unless we can convince them otherwise.
Sure, we can.
I have a sudden desire to
Give it a
chuck
shot.
lemons at things for some reason.
But it may be the only chance we get alone in this room for you to do this.
Is it
Maybe
even
anything happens.
possible to save it? Is that something you can tell?
The whole thing? It doesn't seem like it. It'd be rebuilt almost entirely.
Well, if you do not think salvage is at all possible,
But
then
as an artifact, it has worth.
sure.
And for that reason, I understand the hesitance to start ripping stuff out.
I am less concerned with the existence of this ancient structure as a whole than I am with the living situation of currently alive beings. That's not so much my compunction. It's whether or not the whole of this could be somehow reused as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do not believe that is possible, then yes, we should use whatever we can.
Yeah, I'm making assumptions, but is that more or less correct from what Arano is saying, that this thing isn't going to be up and running again
Not anytime in the near future.
without like a complete overhaul?
It would take a lot of elbow grease to first of all understand what's going on here,
Of
and then
course.
Small team with 20 wage mages casting grease.
it would take a lot of resources to restore this to any kind of functionality.
Sure.
Yeah, I just don't.
But if you know
Sure.
anything about the Kingdom of Olendale and the resources of King Ares himself, they might have it.
Ah.
Sure, that helped your decisions completely.
Like I said, if you think it is for the best, then I say go for it. I just want to be sure that it's the correct decision before just trying it willy-nilly, as it were.
But again, it might be. It's almost. It's like, is it worth restoring this, or would you just be building one all brand new?
That's okay. And if it's at that point, then yeah.
Oh, but the
I would,
structure.
while I have a moment up here, I would like to check under the lining of the chair, like the underside, to make sure that they didn't like stick the keys in here.
You do not find the proverbial keys to this car.
This isn't the last episode of Breaking Bad, and you pull down the thing. It's like, oh, well, it's time to go, I guess.
Couldn't hurt to check.
Fucking that last episode of Breaking Bad.
It wouldn't be the last time I found the keys to something interesting underneath some seat lining.
Alright, so I'm going to make a check with my tinker tools to try to
Whole
take
family secret,
useful
but
stuff
you
out
didn't
of
hear
here.
that from me.
Yeah.
I'm going to utilize the knowledge of my past selves to add on to that check. And that is
What?
20. No, that's 27.
The fuck did you just say?
I am utilizing my knowledge from past lives.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. I'm calling on my agents to help me, to guide me on this skill check.
You are.
You see, this is why I have minor concerns.
Uh-huh.
I just think about what they would do. What would ancients do? What?
What would ancients do?
You are able to.
Wawad.
What's hot?
Why?
What would time?
I'm struggling to find how to put it in quantity. You get scrap, but
Yeah.
you get like. Let's just
Can you
say
pull it up on your?
we'll just say call
What am I
it
pulling
for
up?
now like Colossal Warforged scrap, and
This is shared spoils.
we'll just know what that is, and we'll deal with that when it
Can you
becomes
say
important.
that again? What was it?
Like Colossal Warforged scrap or something.
Thank you.
It's like
Sounds
it's like a
very
collection of
all it-
nodes and wires and some metals and things that look important that can be used for other projects.
Cool. Thank you.
Pre-soldered.
And I think that the robot before I leave.
Engage.
You should possibly consider hiding that away from the army folk down there. It was theirs to salvage, by my understanding.
So, in my mind, this thing looks exactly like the fucking Mega Man helmet.
Is it helm worthy? Is it a helm? I know we are in a helm.
And Wilhelm.
It's a
just
it's
died.
more.
Won't help me.
It's less like structurally.
I think that's been decisively decided.
It does not feel like it is made for war. It is made. It'd be closer to like a headband than anything else.
That's cool.
Do you
Shit,
feel
I don't-
smarter?
I feel more important, but I can't say I feel proud.
Yeah, I do hide
So-
away stuff.
The sum of the isosceles triangle is equal to the other two sides of some shit.
No, that sounds like about him. Where he's always been at.
Something,
the
scarecrow,
point of
something.
If there were pilots in here at one point, they have long decomposed away to dust.
That's the haze.
And there is dust on the end of that when you blow on it. It's been here a long time.
Oh,
I mean, when he blows on it and puts it back on, it starts to work, right?
But
that
obviously, that's how it works.
ancient technology.
That's how that works, right? I cleared out the brain cartridge.
Yes. Okay. Is there anything
I
left
feel
here?
tingly.
Is there anything that looks to be findable in this room anymore, fellows? Or should we continue down the torso towards the crotch area?
Who
That's a
knows
good
what
book to
treasures
head
may
towards.
be found?
I would say having scrapped that console as best you could, you've gotten what you feel like is important here. That maybe that device that you've grabbed, that part of the device, and whatever. Well, I suppose I did tell you as well. There was like objects here as well.
Oh yeah, let's go take a look.
Yes.
At those,
Objects.
Which way?
leftwards. Is that what I just?
This?
Yep.
You see what looks to be a completely sundered device of some sort. Tube-like, cannon-esque is what I'll call it. It would probably be about that big as well. Like a person might be able to hold it themselves if they had the gumption.
Sure.
But it is completely just destroyed. Something happened long ago. It is broken completely.
It appears to be some destroyed weaponry on this side. On yours? I'll go
I'm
look
not good
myself.
at looking, so I'll help someone.
I'll go walk over there and take a look over there myself.
That side, these things are, of course, attached to the floor of this structure as well. It seems to be mostly intact. It does show signs of some corrosion / energy burn. Hard to know exactly what, but it has taken damage at some point, but it is in far better condition than that other side.
Perhaps we should report back down to them and tell them we found a gun up here, some kind of weapon. That would probably make them the happiest they've been all year.
I like your thinking, Tower. Let's do that.
Okay.
Cool.
I put my cowboy hat on top of the hill.
Brilliant.
Make a deception roll.
The perfect crime. No one will ever know. I'll steal. I didn't intend to fool no one, but 5 or 6.
Great. Noted. Making your way back down, you find that the soldiers are, the two, Royus and the half-orc gentleman that you met before are inspecting
The
this.
only one without a name. That's so awful.
The only one you never asked for.
Oh shit.
No, you were calling names for all of them.
That's because orders were being given to other soldiers. If I can continue now, without the woke police jumping up my ass like a goddamn puppet,
That's
we'll
where the
continue.
woke police like to go.
They are inspecting that central device intently. The other two are trying to sweep up as much as Wilhelm as they can to do something good
Oh.
with. And
Sweep him up.
Yeah, that wording was just...
sorry, you're right. It's the wrong wording. Mop
Mop.
up
Yes.
Wilhelm as best they can.
Choose your adjectives wisely.
That is the scene. I guess you'd find them first, right? They are
Yeah.
mopping up Wilhelm in that area.
I'll
You can move, you
Sure,
can
sure.
squeeze
We'll-
past them
we'll-
if you
we'll-
will. We don't have to do that.
Tower will let them know about the weaponry up at the top. That one was destroyed, but there is something they may be interested in weapon-wise up at the top.
That's about all you get off of Dick.
We're gonna continue down below, though.
Fucking hell. You got yourselves killed, don't expect me to come running.
Never have.
Unless I'm ordered to.
Right.
In which case, I'll be there.
God, I hate being in the military.
on. If you keep going down the ladder, you will then... Oh, that's the captain, by the way, that's mopping up. I didn't realize I moved him, so yeah.
So respectful.
These guys, or
Sorry about your red shirt.
these two down here,
The shirt wasn't red beforehand. It sure as fuck is now.
are just chilling in this room, just making sure nothing bad's happening.
I figure we're going down and then into this door, and into the mirrored room,
And then down
and to
that.
that door, the door that's different than this.
Right.
It does appear to be another hatch-like door.
Well, I have been doing this all day today. May as well keep the streak alive.
Those athletic checks have really been, or those athletic workouts you've been doing have really been helping.
I did open that one.
That's true.
I mean, I'll help you if you take it.
I would love to help, yes. And yes, I think wrestling with
Robert.
Minersa.
Yep. Might continue to help me improve this skill. We'll see what happens. That will be 18 total.
You will get the door open. They all just seem to be just stuck from non-use. But you get the door open, push past, and within that door
20 wage mages.
is a...
Just grease.
I want to say it is a 2x2 square room.
What's Grease laughing?
Yeah.
You cast grease on the things that are supposed to move, web on the things that aren't.
Gets control it all.
God, I wish this was faster.
Because sometimes you can't afford the universal solvent and the whatever the one, and the sovereign glyph.
Yep.
Sometimes you just need a mage passion.
I lost it. It's a room that is barely big enough to house what looks to be, I think it's still called a ballista. Huge, like it still has a payload inside of it, long rusted. It has a big like arrow-like structure, but it is huge size. Looks like it could be used to fire into a dragon, like that kind of size.
Yeah.
The black arrow.
I believe they called them scorpions on Game Thrones. That's Game of Thrones for those who don't know. The cool kids call it Game Thrones.
That is what is in this room.
I'm trying to remember my my Age of Empires. What's an onager? Am I thinking?
Ooh. You're gonna miss me
And
with
I am
that.
correct. It is a 2x2 room. You can see it right here. Like that. There's like a giant ass ballista inside.
Got
That
it.
looks like it would have to be manually operated.
Okay.
Fire.
It doesn't look like it's intact though.
It looks like it would need a lot of love and care, but ultimately, yes.
Okay.
It might fire at least once.
But my thing is, through what door do we take this out of this
Oh.
ancient?
That's for them to figure out.
Sure. Very true. Very true.
Shall we go down next?
I should mention too that the wall on this mirrored room that would probably connect to another shoulder looks completely collapsed and like some sort of debris has just completely closed it off. And you would remember when you were outside and walking around, it did only have the one arm that was down.
Well,
So down the
Yes.
ladder?
I believe down is a good place to continue on. May as well explore the whole of this ancient ancestor.
Crazy.
No, I want to get all in the holes.
Okay. And by this time, Windhelm is no longer in that stairway area.
He's things in a bucket, right?
Yeah, probably. Captain's gonna be down this way. And this guy's gonna be in here.
Alright. And you're going to keep going down the ladderway. And as you do get to where the captain is, he's going to be like, well,
What?
because you have to pass by the captain to go.
We're going
We
to
had already
the
passed.
other door.
Oh, you're right. You did
Yeah.
pass him through.
We were down in here, and we're gonna come back into this room and go down the ladder.
You're right. You'll make it past him. It's fine. Go ahead. Okay. New place. New drawing.
In that corner over there, right? Is it not being
Explore its day.
Spoilers, this is like the second biggest zone.
Ah.
1, 2.
I mean, none of these have been very big.
Would that maybe be a good place to call it?
Oh, do you need it to be called?
Oh, it is 9:20.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, sure. And you are going
Depending on
to
your perspective.
Sure.
Continue down into this Warforged. And as we zoom out of this structure in the night air, in the wild, wild west, a firelight can be seen a couple hundred yards off in the distance.
Well, damn.
Who's watching us?
Oh boy.
Like a campfire light.
I'm sure it's nothing.
But that's where we'll stop for now. Somewhat anticlimactic, I know.
Sure.
It's okay.
And I'll edit in the music right here. Now, two people are doing different parts of the music.
I was in the beginning.
I'll sync it up to that.
Oh.
Now that's the time. Ending recordings.
Ending recording.